make the booty drop. Unreal.
Shut your whore mouth.
Okay, we're live there. All right, we're live.
Cool.
What's up, gamers? E3 is finally here. I'm joined by Ben Boyce and Frankie Ayler. We're getting ready for the Xbox E3 briefing. It'll be starting here momentarily. If you are watching, can you let us know how the audio sounds, if the level sounds good, if the music's too loud? We're still listening to the booty drop on Xbox's page. What's up?
I hate you.
Why? What happened?
Stop saying the lyrics to the song.
Man, I can't wait to dance to this at your wedding, dude. It's gonna be fantastic.
No, burn the building down.
So, Boyce, what do you think we're gonna see here today, man? Get the conversation going, man, before we start.
I'm expecting to actually see a really good show, based on just some of the hearsay from people that have knowledge of the show that have been talking about it. Sounds like it's gonna be some surprises in here, lots of reveals. Personally, I'm expecting to see Cyberpunk 2077. I think that'll for sure be here. I think Halo 6 will be here. I think Forza Horizon 4 will be here. I'd imagine we'll see something either along the lines of that new Fable or some other first-party single-player IP will be unveiled as well. So I think there's gonna be a lot of third-party stuff from what we understand. I think headlined by Cyberpunk. Maybe we see Rocksteady's next title here as well. If we do, might lose it. So we'll be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I'm expecting this to be an awesome show. It's gonna be long too. It's gonna be almost 2 hours long.
Wow. Yeah, I think Phil said that the last test run they did was about 100 minutes.
Yeah.
So just we're gonna be inching close towards it looks like we're starting. Frankie, any thoughts before we start?
Nope. I'm just looking forward to seeing all the stuff that's coming. Hopefully, I want a better Anthem gameplay trailer, honestly, because I felt really underwhelmed by what we saw at EA Play. So I'm hoping that maybe we see that boss fight during this conference. That'd be really great.
That would be very great indeed. Oh, here we go. We are starting right now. Turn it up a little bit. And here we go, man. First major conference. EA's was yesterday, but this is the first of the publishers. The big publishers, Microsoft.
This is the Xbox E3 2018 briefing.
15 world premieres.
Yep. Phil's talked about that.
Ori?
That
Or Anthem?
definitely not Ori. I thought it was Anthem when we first saw it. It's very.
Oh,
Yep, there it is.
there it is.
There it
Chief.
is.
Halo Infinite.
It's the name that we saw rumored recently.
That's right, we did. I do remember something like that popping up. What is this?
We'll see.
Powered by Slip Space Engine.
Ooh. Not sure what that means. Is Slip Space powered something else?
4-3.
They might have made their own engine for it.
What's up,
Please
Wolf?
welcome the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer.
Ew, that's there.
Okay, to fix that.
With Halo Infinite, we will join Master Chief on his greatest adventure yet to save humanity. We are now at a moment of exceptional creativity in gaming. We can't wait to show you what Creativity Unleashed looks like for you. So to all the gamers around the world, across time zones and languages, to every single person watching us on TV and on Mixer, and to our largest ever live audience, the thousands of you with us right here in the Microsoft Theater, welcome to E3 2018. I'd like to personally thank everyone who's joining us from FanFest. A 100% of the proceeds from your FanFest tickets are going to Gamers Outreach.
Nice.
Thanks to you, kids in children's hospitals get to game with their friends in their favorite worlds. It's a great cause. That's what I appreciate most about gaming. Gaming brings us together. Gaming connects us. It inspires our truest cooperation. It creates some of our fondest memories of competition and our deepest conversations about the stories within games. Most of all, gaming fosters real community. It reaches across age, ability, race, gender, and geography. This is why I've always believed, and will always believe, that gaming is the great unifier. And what unifies us is our shared love of this art form. Legendary characters who captivate us, not just for 10 hours, but for 10, 20, 30 years. Bold stories that inspire the hero within us. Iconic worlds that are so richly imagined, we feel excitement in the air and danger on the seas. As gamers, we are at a momentous time where creative vision and cutting-edge technology together are delivering the art form we love. So, for months, our teams and I have traveled the world, meeting developers from Japan to Poland, from the UK to the Ukraine, from big studios to single developers, creators who seize the full power and potential of Xbox One to express their most daring vision for games. Today, we've curated a bold showcase of their best work, and ours.
Oof.
50 games. 18 titles with exclusivity, and 15 world premieres.
Wow. Gonna be a big one.
Some will be first-timers on this stage, and others will be first-timers on any stage. All are imagined by the industry's greatest talents. All demonstrate what true artisans can create: mind-blowing art, immersive sound effects, breathtaking worlds. So let's jump in.
Exclusive.
There it is.
There, this is Ori. I love the music in Ori. It's so good.
Yeah. Gareth Booker's excellent composer.
Ooh.
Oh man, you said spider.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for pointing that out.
Oh wow. Yeah, that looks sweet.
2019?
2019. I was really hoping that would be this fall.
Probably better that it's not.
Probably better than it's
World
not, yeah.
premiere.
Is this Neo?
So you're awake.
No.
Oh, I think it is.
Looks like death
Sure.
is not
Looks like a
your
Japanese
fate.
title, though, for sure.
Just
Ah, shit.
Oh wow, from software.
Activision.
Activision.
some time has passed since I found you. Your master still lives. They'll soon make use of his bloodline. The limb you have lost will give way to something more useful.
You notice that guy's
You'll
the
learn
arm, it
to
looks like what was at the
appreciate
Game
his
Awards.
worth.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, you're right. I do remember that.
Wow.
Man, they make some good monstrosities, that's for sure, dude. Man.
Awesome power bomb.
Your death won't come easily.
Sekiro, Shadows die twice.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Did you see that? Wow.
Please welcome, from Bethesda Game Studios,
Uh-oh.
Todd Howard.
In Todd we trust.
Oh boy.
How's everybody doing? Oh, it's great to see everybody again. You know, actually, the Bethesda event is a few hours right after this across the street. And Phil said to me, I'm having a few friends over. Why don't you stop by? And look, I know Phil is really, really charming, but damn, he's got a lot of friends. And the good news is, you're our friends too. We've had an incredible 16-year history with Xbox, going all the way back to the original with Morrowind. Now backwards compatible. And that goes all the way to bringing mods to consoles with Fallout 4. And now we are bringing the Fallout universe to Xbox Game Pass with Fallout 4 launching today. And hey, since we're here, we thought we'd give all of you an exclusive world premiere first look at Fallout 76.
I mean, I'm really curious to see what this is.
Yes, Fallout
Yeah,
76
let's see what they show us here.
is a prequel to all the other games. And
Prequel.
it is our biggest one yet. It is 4 times the size of Fallout 4.
With
What?
4 times the bugs.
Set in the hills of West Virginia, you are one of the first to emerge into an untamed and very different wasteland.
Basically, what we had heard about it, this was the first vault to open up.
Right, 20 years after war or something like that.
Yeah.
They'd mentioned it briefly in 3, and I think they said they mentioned it in 4.
Didn't get to that part yet, though.
I did not get to that part. There's the bombs dropping.
Years after our great nation began, we gathered together to honor the completion of Vault 76.
Is that Ron Perlman?
This sprawling underground shelter
Sounds like
may
him.
have
I
been
think it's him.
engineered by Vault Tech, but it was built by you. So that if the bombs do come, our way of life will endure.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Wow.
Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
What's up, Jacob? Welcome.
Life is all there, older than the trees.
Pre-order on June 15th.
Younger than the mountains, blowing like the breeze.
Oh, wow.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home.
For when the fighting is stopped and the fallout has settled, you must rebuild. Not just walls, not just buildings, but hearts and minds, and ultimately, America itself. In Vault 76, our future begins.
Didn't mention any of the multiplayer we were supposed to hear about.
That's tonight.
Yeah.
World premiere.
They did mention something in there about building. I wonder if that's a little hint about rebuilding.
Right. Don't nod.
Just that twin mirrors again.
Yep.
It's just me, Captain Spirit. This is Chris.
Jacob, you missed Halo Infinite. What was the game? Sekiro?
Keep me posted.
Sekiro, yeah.
Sekiro.
Shadows
from-
died twice.
Shadows died twice from Active and Activision. They're partnering up.
From software.
Or from
I
software.
always get picked
And
last
then
for the
we
team at
just
school.
missed the
They never throw the ball to me.
Fallout 76.
Like you can they?
Does that say download for free on
Yeah,
June 26th?
This isn't Twin Mirrors.
Yeah, what is this?
It's something from the Life is Strange universe.
Emergency! This time,
Ori as well,
you
yep.
won't get away from me. I miss Mom's smile.
Me too. You're probably gonna change the world.
I hope so.
I know so.
Looks like Kevin McAllister.
The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit.
We just see the title screen, Home Alone 4, just pops up. We're like, oh man.
It would have to be Home Alone 5. There's already been 4.
Sorry, I lost track after 2.
Exclusive.
Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit.
Commander Jack on deck. Welcome to Crackdown 3.
Oh.
The only game built like me.
So is that only on Xbox? The Captain Spirit thing?
I didn't see that.
You want to play on my level?
Crackdown.
Follow my lead. Somebody give me my jam. It's all about getting the jump on the enemy. No building is too high. 60 stories up, incoming.
Terry Crews, man.
Raw power. Grab more, grow more. Nama, nama, nama. Big, bigger. Jackson! Then you need that fire power. Homing rocket gun, bullseye. Vortex cannon, see ya. Graviton.
He's literally just a walking Old Spice commercial. It's awesome.
And the most powerful weapon of all, me. And then I roll out like a boss. I can push off fools, pull up the side of a building, or even bust out my very own tank. Oh yeah. Boom shakalaka! Man, these bad guys just won't quit. They got mad science, and mad a master plan. Here we go! The hits just keep on coming.
Oh my god.
Whack, whack, mother.
What?
Down, 3.
Wow. They just go to Terry Crews and go, dude, take it to a 10. Just take it right all the way up to a 10 and then some.
We will take back our world from the scourge of the machines.
Just here.
Well, yep, near Automata.
Yeah, we heard about that a little bit earlier today. I think they said June 26th on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 'cause this is for my prediction list too. Damn it.
Glory to mankind.
Oh, June 26th.
Metro.
You're like 5 seconds ahead, so you calm down.
Oh, sorry. I will kind of tell about this, sir.
Yeah, you must be a few seconds ahead of me too.
Burned to ash, and the seas boiled, and people turned.
What did that say in game footage?
So let us not fear the heretics at our door. Even with their iron steeds standing before us, stinking of machine oil and shining its heretical light upon us.
Remember, most of the country has been destroyed or occupied. Even those who speak our language might be enemies, by conviction or out of fear.
We will not falter.
You get the massive
Let
attack
us
playing in the
steel
background.
ourselves against them. For this is our hour of glory. Amen.
Let's move out, Artyom.
They want blood? They will get it. We'll cross it no matter what those fanatics think.
Is that bigger Jaws?
It looked like it, didn't it? That's Megalodon.
And if the heretics come for our lives,
Ooh,
we will stand firm.
good looking fella.
So you got me, you damned heretics. Artyom, jump!
What do you think, Frankie? Still hyped?
Oh yeah.
February 22nd.
Oh,
Jeez,
gosh.
oh man.
Are you kidding me? Stop.
Wow.
Ah, that sucks.
Metro
Jeez.
had me at its gritty visuals
I hate
What
to
the
say it,
hell
but I'm
is
gonna be
going on?
passing out Anthem
and
today.
its mystery of the ruins above ground. What I love about our art form is the vast range of creative expression, from grim post-apocalyptic battles to hand-painted spirit guardians. Whatever world these creators build, whatever story
You guys
they
in the chat,
tell,
let me know how the audio
whatever
sounds. I'm trying
world
to turn it
these
up a little.
creators
Ooh, that's
build,
really loud now.
whatever story they tell, whatever sound effects they use, we will work with creators to guarantee that their games look and play best on Xbox One. Like this
They
next
just
game,
adjust their own audio.
I think they did. It
generations
jumped
have
super loud.
loved role-playing
Yeah,
games from
I said-
inventive
I thought that was
studios
just
in
me.
Japan.
No, it was loud. It got
Our
loud real
next
quick.
game is the latest in a legendary series. For the first time ever on Xbox,
Uh-oh.
Kingdom Hearts.
Hey. It's got a nice stealth release date in the middle of the night.
It's cold!
Guess he's too used to the
January
beach.
29th.
Hey, Islander, what can I say?
I'm sure they'll delay it to February 22nd, though.
Look, even the sea's turning to ice. Wow. A walking, talking snowman. You really are alive.
Hello.
What's that little
Olaf, are these
snowman's
your
name?
friends?
Olaf.
Olaf.
Never met him. Don't know anyone blue, green, or who's oddly spiky.
Give me strength.
Yes.
Whoa! Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph action.
Oh, yeah.
Look out!
I've actually never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
That's
Never.
amazing. You can control ice.
Control it.
Played a couple hours in the
No,
first
all
one.
I ever
Did ya?
do is hurt people. This is my home now. I can't go back. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Herc! Look out!
Damn, Dark Shadow Wolf said this is one of his favorite series of all time.
Wow.
Oh,
You know, Jen and her sister are big fans.
Really?
Roxas does exist. His
I haven't
heart's
played too much of the
inside
series
my heart.
myself, but
The other
I'm a huge
Twilight
Disney and
Tower
Final
was
Fantasy
just
fan.
data.
Should be
So what
probably
will
playing
Elsa
this.
accept? Light or
Add it to the
darkness?
list.
I know. I want to know.
Well, good for you, but guess what? I won't let her fall to darkness.
JD, did you happen to see the Halo Infinite trailer? I'm
This
curious to get your
people.
thoughts on that, buddy.
Is that?
Mickey, you're too late.
We
Exclusive.
should stop panning away when they show dates.
I know, because it's super small and you can't read. They're like, we don't want them to see it's February something.
Yeah. I'm just gonna assume every game announced is coming out on February 22nd.
JD's game of the year. Megalodon. We got to do that mission, man. I got to see Megalodon.
There he is, right there.
Yep.
I saw it.
You needn't cower in the doorway. I actually like meeting new people. Besides, the conversation with my friend here has reached a bit of an impasse. I think he just needs a moment to cool off. Now, I sense that you brought me something to inspect. Show me. Oh. The waves of change roll throughout the seas, and a new land is revealed. The forsaken shores. A place of darkness, where fire and ash consume all. And from the depths, skeleton crews will rise to curse the seas. An ancient evil set loose upon the Sea of Thieves. You have delivered unto me a portent of doom most terrible. Oh! You just wanted to know how much it was worth, didn't you? Fine, I'll give you 10 for it.
There you go, Frankie. Another pan back on those dates.
Good work.
Cursed.
What does that say?
I can't read it.
Oh, this is Nordlips. This is Battlefield 5.
Boy, I hope they show Royale.
Nah, they mentioned they were going to be showing a preview of the war stories, so this is what we'll be seeing.
Landet deres var vakkert og forstyrrende. Da jeg kom hit som barn, fortalte de mig historier om skapninger og monstre. Vi vet, at nogen er derude. Og fortæl mig, hvem det er.
Exclusive. World premiere.
Horizon.
Yep.
There we go.
Does not look like Japan.
Does not. This is Scotland.
Somewhere nicer than Saginaw, I can tell you that much.
It's lofty goals there.
I don't know what it is. I just love winter in games. I love the way games present winter.
It's funner to drive in the winter in games than it is in real life.
Damn right about that. What?
What the hell?
Man, what was that?
What, a hoverboat?
Yeah, I don't know. Has that ever been a part of Forza?
Please welcome, from Playground
Don't think so.
Ralph Fulton.
All right.
Comes Dan.
Dark Shadow Wolf wants a Midnight Club back, Midnight Club Racing to come back.
Thank you so much. It is fantastic to be here. Today, I am excited to show you the world premiere of Forza Horizon 4, set in beautiful, historic Britain. Forza Horizon 4 features dynamic seasons in a shared open world, and seasons change everything. Let me introduce you to some of our team who will be helping demo the game today. Please welcome Bill, who is online with a few friends in the beautiful English countryside. He has chosen the incredible new McLaren Senna. And say hi to Solomon, who is hanging out with his buddies on the streets of Scotland's capital, Edinburgh. Solomon is driving the Hoonigan Ford Focus. And please welcome Andy, whose off-road buggy is perfect for taking jumps, scaling rocky terrain, and having fun on the coastline of Britain. But first,
JD said, Pickle, look, he can use the Joy-Con for Forza now, because it looked like that one guy was using something handheld.
Nissan Silvia.
I'm super excited
The
about
sun
that.
is out, the sky is blue, and it's the perfect day for a drive. Forza Horizon 4's Britain is a shared open world. When you play with the entire community. And that means the other drivers you'll meet in the game will be real people with all the variety, spontaneity, and fun that real
straight
people
chaos.
bring. Let's join Bill. He's in the same shared world as Rebecca, driving at speeds made even more thrilling on Xbox One X by the brand new 60 FPS mode.
There you go.
Meanwhile, Andy is bouncing around the dunes nearby. As you can see, Horizon 4 is still full of action-packed fun. And now we're going to show you how seasons change everything. In Horizon 4, every season changes the world around you, with each bringing its own unique beauty and unique gameplay. One of the great things about this shared world is that it's easy to interact
All right, cool.
with the
Go back
people
to the screen.
you meet. Here, Solomon and Rebecca
Drives me
use the new
nuts.
quick chat feature on the D-pad to start a new friendship. It looks like Rebecca has found some like-minded
Autumn
friends.
looks really nice.
It's great to play solo, but it's better to play with others. Horizon 4 lets you seamlessly enter co-op from within the game world. Seasons, time of day, and weather conditions are dynamic, but they are synchronized for every player, so the entire community will experience them at the same time. Now, as much as we'd all love to sit and watch the sun go down together, let's see how this scene looks in winter. The entire open world changes beyond recognition. In winter, the lake has frozen solid, and previously inaccessible areas can be reached. The trees of
keep
entirely
adjusting
lost
Your audio
leaves
drop
and
again?
snow
Yes, it
and
did.
ice covered the terrain be reached.
Yep,
The
back
trees have entirely lost their leaves, and snow and ice covered the terrain. The visuals
Oh, they fixed
and
it
the
again.
driving experience couldn't be more different. And now a blimp has appeared over the ice to signal the start of a new world event. Forza Online
JD,
invites the
clean it up.
entire
I can't put an
community to
H8 on
come
this
together
video.
and cooperate to win big rewards. And while they head off to the event, I'd like to show you how the world of Forza Horizon 4 looks in spring. Once again, the world changes completely with the seasons, bringing new driving experiences, new gameplay, and new events across the whole world. Every season, there are new reasons to play Forza Horizon 4, and the huge, creative, fun-loving Horizon community will be there to enjoy them with you.
You're going to slow the game down
Today,
in-game? That's interesting.
You've seen
You're
a
playing online with
completely
people.
new take on Horizon. In Forza Horizon 4, you will live in a vast, beautiful world in which dynamic seasons change everything. Forza Horizon 4 is coming to Xbox One and Windows 10 on October 2nd, and I am thrilled to announce that it will be included in Xbox Game Pass on the same day.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Please welcome back Phil Spencer.
Going all in on Game Pass.
Yep.
We know that exclusive games from our Microsoft studios are what originally turned so many of us into Xbox fans. My team and I take our commitment to you seriously, to make Xbox One the best place for you to play and for you to have the best games on the world's most powerful console. This is why we're increasing our investment in our existing franchises that you already love. And this is why we are amplifying our investment in new worlds that will deepen your love for gaming on Xbox. We embarked on a quest to find creative teams that have the mastery of our art form. And we found innovative game designers, master storytellers, exceptional world builders. And now, I'm proud to introduce the creation of a brand new Microsoft studio. The Initiative. Led by Daryl Gallagher, a visionary storyteller who has worked across some of the most iconic franchises for over 20 years. This new Santa Monica studio is building a team
saw Daryl get
of
hired recently.
world-class talent to create groundbreaking new game experiences. And next, I'm excited to welcome Undead Labs to Microsoft Studios. This studio caught our attention with their visionary approach to building a zombie survival franchise. They just released their second Infestation into the world, and in the first 2 weeks, over 2 million of you have joined the fight to survive. Now, it's my distinct pleasure to announce that we have acquired Playground Games. This is one of the highest-rated studios of this generation, celebrated for their incredible craftsmanship. Not only will Playground Games continue to work on Forza Horizon, they're bringing their open-world expertise to an entirely new project. We can't wait to share more about that later. And for the fourth new studio, it's my personal honor to welcome Ninja Theory to Microsoft Studios.
Baby.
I met Nina and Tamim when we collaborated on Kung Fu Chaos back on the original
That's a
Xbox.
big addition. That's a
And
solid
a minute
addition
into
right
playing
there.
Hellblade, you know you're in the hands of master storytellers who are fearless about telling bold cinematic stories. This is a team gifted in creating new franchises. And yes, we've got a fifth studio to announce.
What?
Compulsion Games. 2 years ago, we premiered a game we couldn't get out of our heads. A game that captivated us with its strong, fresh, and intense storytelling. We Happy Few is nearing its full release to gamers everywhere. So please help me in welcoming all of our new studios. By joining us at Microsoft Studios, These 5 new teams will have the resources, the platform, and creative independence to take bigger risks, create even bolder worlds for you.
Truth is the enemy of happiness. Isn't that the decision we all made?
Oh, but you know the truth, don't you? There's not a thing I can tell you that you don't already know. Is there?
Have you had your joy, Ollie?
People in town are getting a tad bit skinny. I think they're starving to death. And they're painting
That's a good point,
the
JD.
streets in rainbows. Have you not noticed?
Oh, Ollie.
Why are you all wearing those ridiculous new masks?
You should get one. They shape your face into a smile. And when you smile, you can't help being happy.
We have to tell people. They need to know the truth.
No! It's better not to know.
Wakey, wakey, everyone. And it's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells.
I'm just waiting for that girl to be like, try brand X.
Arthur, we're practically the only 2 people in this entire city not stoned out of our minds on joy.
It's not a lovely day for it. It's a terrible day for it.
If you force people to have the emotions you want, then you've turned them into robots made out of meat.
Where is it? Where's the blackberry? You've gone too far this time.
People won't face facts. Not until we take their joy.
Such a creepy looking game.
It really is. I really hope this game turns out to be really, really good because the presentation is there. Like, I really hope this game is good. And Dark, this game didn't flop because it was an early access, like early game preview, and it wasn't received very well. But they've taken the time. This is going to be almost basically a new game when it comes out. Was it August 10th?
Yeah.
PUBG.
Why did it say console launch exclusive? Are they just talking about in regards to PC?
Are you talking about
where they played this PUBG video?
I didn't see that. I didn't see what it said. Summer 2000. Oh, it's talking about the maps. Because this is a new map. It's summer 2000. Maybe they're talking about maps, but I don't know.
I thought it was interesting because usually they reserve the phrase console launch exclusive before a game that's on other platforms. This game is obviously not.
Maybe they're talking about when it comes out of a game preview.
Maybe.
That's the only thing I can think of. Which is weird to spin it that way.
I guess that's what I'm getting at. Like, is this game coming out of preview and going elsewhere?
Right. I'm not sure. Oh, winter map.
World premiere.
Wake up, Frankie. JD says this music isn't cringe at all.
Yeah.
Dark Shadow Wolf asked, "Are Tales games any good?" He's never played one. I've never played one. Have any of you guys played these?
Tales, very, very long history. They're typically action-focused RPGs. I think JD may have played a couple of them, but yeah, this is a series that people love.
World premiere.
Washington, D.C., the most heavily protected city on Earth.
Within its limits, 177 foreign embassies, 550 elected officials, and 23,000 military personnel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so this one's in Washington?
In the event of an attack,
yeah, I heard earlier that it was going to be in Washington, D.C., and it looks like that was the case.
While complex defense systems patrol the sky.
But nothing stopped the virus. 27 days.
All we need now is
after
for this
Patient
to
Zero,
release on February 22nd, and the cycle will be complete. Bingo.
Riots on K Street, then shootings in the National
This
Mall.
has gotta be a
Troops
March
withdrew
title.
to bunkers. Civilians were left in the streets.
Or February 22nd.
Or February 22nd.
But some people have survived.
Next year, a leap year could just be March 1st.
Their fences patrolled with rifles. In communities that live under constant siege, survival has taken the form of urban warfare.
Centuries ago, on this very soil, brother fought brother, spilling blood to forge the United States. History is threatening to repeat itself.
Now, in the heat of summer, 6 months after the outbreak began, a remnant of a corrupt state lurks in the shadows, ready to engage in a new civil war.
Agents of the Division are the only ones standing against it.
But how do you save a nation when its enemies come from within?
Quick, show the date now.
No date.
You got to be saving that for Ubisoft.
Some gameplay?
This looks different.
Stream drop.
Oh, it is.
This Beyond Good and Evil?
Matt, that crash site is just ahead.
Nope, for Division.
Yeah, Division. Or is it Ghost Recon Wildlands? I'm not sure.
Dude,
Definitely the
kid,
Division.
Did you guys hear that? Yeah.
Closer this time.
I don't know, might be Splinter Cell.
It said massive, so I'm guessing this has to be the Division.
Oh yeah, that's the little orange circle thing is the Division.
Yeah. So it's much different than the Washington, D.C. I remember.
Dropped right through the ceiling.
This must be many years later.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll come in handy.
I better pick that up.
I love forced party chat.
So you guys are coming, or
I
what?
was just thinking that, dude. Please don't get overdone.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Ah, here's the door.
It's a Christmas tree.
I thought it was an obelisk.
It is not an obelisk. I will point one out when we see one.
I really wanted to use that word.
We got a boy here who's gonna die without his meds. Those True Sons assholes confiscated him, along with most of our drinking water. Up around
Okay,
Pinwater Station.
meet us at the sinkhole? Yep. Okay, sure.
JD, no way, dude.
Wow, so enthused. Okay, sure.
Wow. Okay. Definitely from the capital. You should have a new side mission on the map.
Yeah, we're not that far.
Okay, do it after the crash site? Sounds
Door,
good.
close the door, close the door.
They're just ahead of us, Matt. Hey, I see you. I'll be up in a sec. Kit, we gotta get you leveled up.
I know. Please help. I've been busy.
Toxic chemical residue detected.
A lot of loot down there.
Wow.
Hey, you guys
Oh,
should
God.
really check this
It's
out.
cringing, isn't it? It's so
Almost
bad.
there.
Why can't it be more
I'm
realistic? Why can't it be more like, hey, I gotta go take a dump real quick?
Hey, wait for me.
I'm of the firm belief that every year they should bring back the group from the Sea of Thieves reveal a few years back and just have them party chat.
Got my
every game.
crossbow and chem launcher.
Don't.
Chem cloud out. Matt, can you flank them and get a clear shot?
I'll take that sniper on
Looks like
top.
a pretty similar UI here. That we're accustomed to.
Got her.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with what we saw with gameplay for the Division. It's just the structure of everything is what I want to see. I like the gameplay in the Division. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
On the other side of the plane.
Grenade, grenade.
Dude, come on.
Yep, yep, yep.
Matt, I need your help.
Yeah, I mean, like I said at the time, if Wildlands would have played more like the Division, I think I would have enjoyed it more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seeker mine out.
Wow, looks nice.
Whoa. Oh, I'm stuck. Need a little
What
help?
was that? Ah, oh no.
Thanks, Matt. Oh, there's a dude rushing through the plane. Guys.
Yep, I'll see what I can do. Got him. I'm down.
Yeah, hang on, I'll get you. I'll cover you guys.
Come on, come on.
Wow, good job.
Get that weak point.
Oh crap. Matt, watch out. Setting my drone.
Thank you for the revive, Meg.
I've got this guy behind the tank.
Map of the hive, nice.
Alright, just lay it on him.
Again?
Drum down.
Oh, there goes his armor.
Yeah.
Ah, you're on your own.
Keep going.
Oh.
Good job. Level up. Level 30.
Oh, sweet. Congrats.
Alright, flare is up. Control point is ours. Nice. Guys wanna check out the plane?
Oh,
Let's go.
sweet. Congrats.
Analyzing ballistic residue.
Looks like a rough landing.
Whoa, that's nuts.
Let's check it out.
Great idea. Let's just die.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
game
that's
plan.
nuts.
Take the capital
Let's
back.
just
I
die.
think we're ready. 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go.
This is a cool setting for this game though, like playing in the Capitol, like going through Air Force One. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good. Like I said, I have no problem with the gameplay with the Division. It's just going to be how they structure the missions and how it's going to go carry through, and as long as nobody just ruins incursions.
March
March
15th.
15th.
Ashley Spiker.
This is a special world's new releases and cult classics. Genres we love and genres we'd love to explore. There's only one problem. Too often we are forced to choose one amazing game over another. So we set out to solve that problem. And to answer the question, what if you didn't have to
Stop
choose?
messing with their audio levels.
What if you could play them all? The answer? Xbox Game Pass. A way to give gamers the ultimate freedom to play. And your response has blown us away. Not only are you playing more games, you are spending more time gaming. Freedom of choice is leading to more discovery, more play, and more fun. And we couldn't be more inspired to keep building and unlocking more for you. So for the last year, we've been working on how to give you faster access to all those games. We leveraged the machine learning expertise we have at Microsoft and invented a way to start your games twice as fast. And naturally, we're calling it Fast Start. Unlike the current Ready to Start system, which is manually configured, Fast Start uses machine learning techniques based on how gamers actually play games. And Fast Start is designed to get better as the algorithms and parameters are refined over time. I'm pleased to announce that Fast Start will launch for select titles in the June update coming later this month.
So come on, get excited.
Ultimately, it all comes down to the games. We'll continue to deliver iconic favorites like Halo the Master Chief Collection, coming later this year. We also plan to release all new exclusive games from Microsoft Studios,
Negative, JD.
including Forza Horizon 4, Crackdown 3, and more, into the Xbox Game Pass catalog on the same day as their global release. Every month, we'll also bring new games from leading creative studios into your Xbox Game Pass library. Games like Ashen, Warhammer Vermintide 2, After Party, and Phoenix Point, all available in Xbox Game Pass the same day as their global release.
When would that be?
So that's what's next. But let's talk about what's happening today. Tom Clancy's The Division. The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited. And Fallout 4. All enhanced for Xbox One X in gorgeous 4K, and all of them playable today in Xbox Game Pass. Thank you to all of the developers working with us to bring freedom of choice to gamers around the world with Xbox Game Pass. Thanks, everyone.
Outer Wilds.
There you go.
And Brent, you keep getting further and further away from me. I don't know. You must be like 15 seconds ahead of me at this point.
When you go down to the video, is there a red dot next to live or no?
Yeah, I've been checking it, so.
Okay. I'm just gonna shut up.
Did we get a release date for Below yet? Nope. Super Meat Boy forever.
There you go. Anything stand out to you in there, Frankie?
You know, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but I want dates, man. We've been hearing about Ashen for like 3 years now.
See War Groove in there too?
Did it say Ashen was Game Pass? I think it's a Game Pass on the Ashen screen.
Yeah, they just mentioned at the last segment that it was going to be in Game Pass when it comes out.
I did not catch that part.
I thought I knew why I came here. I saw it. The end. It was so vivid. But now the truth feels further away than ever. I still have so many questions. You said you were
There's just too many games this fall. Man, there's too many games.
We can't let Trinity get hold of this.
Let's think this through.
Do you realize the tragedy you have unleashed?
And Tomb Raider comes out in that busy September window.
Yeah. Now to stop it before it consumes us all.
What have I done?
I'm just sad you're not gonna get to play Spider-Man.
Stop it.
What? It's true.
He's
Destiny
not wrong,
is
Ben. He's not wrong.
That Destiny expansion comes out the same week.
Hey.
Love you, buddy.
I know that it's not practical. I know that it's hard to believe.
Did anybody else think that was the Panther from the Jungle Book, or is that just me?
You don't know that you caused all this, Laura!
You need to trust me.
We have to trust each other.
Yeah, this game is awesome.
It really does.
He wants to alter the course of humanity. If you had that power, what would you do?
God dang it, that looks so good.
It really does.
Exclusive.
Exclusive. Console launch exclusive.
They say I'm like Bruce Willis, unbreakable, die hard. True sickness, put this mic on the tripod, but I'm not Chow Yun Fat. Break 'em, still a pillar of stone. Flows into your skull.
Is this a brand new skateboarding game?
There's one on Kickstarter a couple months back.
Is that Eminem?
No.
Oh, JD's hyped. He's already psyched about this game.
Session.
Yeah, I think this is a Kickstarter game.
Is it?
I think so.
Well, now you're ahead of me, boys.
Really?
Yeah, you just said session. Now it just showed up on my screen.
Oh man, thought I was behind you.
No, man.
How does this happen?
I don't know.
I reset my feed, so I don't know. I guess somehow I got ahead of you now.
I stupidly did it during that indie showcase, so I probably missed a game or two.
Don't worry, there wasn't any
They
dates
say
on
you
it.
only live once.
Yeah, it's true.
I beg to
Yeah,
differ.
they literally showed each game for like 4
I was
seconds.
born 3 times, and I've met death
what is
3
this?
times. My first home was Altanova.
Is it Pearl
The
Pearl
curiosity
Abyss?
Pearl
that
Abyss.
cost me my first
Is that the developer?
I'm assuming it's the developer.
I awoke again in Tarif,
I mean, could this be?
village of the
It
sorcerers.
looks kind of fable-ish.
I once thought that this would be my true home.
That's a console launch exclusive.
Oh yeah,
Changed
good point.
when I started to ask the forbidden questions.
Gotta parse this language.
What exactly is the true nature of the Black Stone?
That's what we're here for.
What lies
That's why I
beneath
make the big
vast
bucks.
desert? Who was it that was calling me from the depths beyond the desert? The world never paid heed to such
The world looks
questions.
good, that's for sure.
They just fought on, blinded, and hungered for more and more of the power. It is time that I, at long last, reveal
Is this
the
that platinum
hidden
game?
secrets once and for all.
I would be surprised.
Oh no, we just saw the Pearl Abyss thing. I can't remember what happened like literally 5 seconds ago.
Come to me, if you dare to learn your true wretched self. Behold, I am Lesra,
That's right.
the darkness born from the desert.
Oh, Black Desert. No, you guys are both ahead of me. No fair.
Quick jump ahead now.
What the hell is going on?
Let's see if the live button's ready. Nope, I'm live. All content shows rendered in engine.
Rendered in engine in real time.
We've known each other a long
Ooh,
time.
I'm intrigued.
Yep, there goes the audio.
What is this?
It's getting worse.
Yeah, it's getting lower and lower.
Oh,
Capcom.
oh. Devil May Cry? Yep.
Is it?
That's Dante.
Is it? Oh,
Yep.
boy.
Hey, can you guys hold your wad? Because I'm way behind you guys now.
Hey, hey.
Well, my prediction's falling left and right here as we move to the Xbox conference. So.
Good.
It's all right. Hey, at least we're seeing Devil May Cry, right? Although, is this new Dante or
this?
old
This
Dante?
looks a lot more like new Dante, but it's Devil May Cry 5. So
I hope people are pissed.
They're gamers. They're always pissed.
I love new Dante. His little Deadpool baby arm. How can we bring back Bionic Commando and Devil May Cry?
there's the audio again.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, viewers. Audio is bouncing all over the place, so Xbox, whoever's handling the audio work is failing miserably. And the volume's coming back up. JD wants to know who's winning the predictions so far. I can tell you it's not me.
Nobody.
It ain't me either. So
I don't think anyone's got a point yet, do we?
I don't think anyone's got a point. We've all, if we would have done our half points this year, we all would have something.
Sorry, it's the Dark Souls of predictions now. All or nothing.
God, I hope this is coming out on February 22nd.
I mean, as always, Devil May Cry just looks absolutely awesome.
Oh, JD's still pumped about that Command and Conquer point that he must have got somehow. I don't know how he did that.
They did say Command and Conquer would be back.
That's true.
Ah, man, people must be mad, man. New Dante.
Let's fade away for the end of the trailer. Is that Virgil? We can't see him.
Yep, who knows?
Dude, that was
there's
spring
Spring
2019.
Good job. Good camera
That was
work.
Virgil.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure though.
Please welcome from Capcom, producer
Boy, if
Matt
you
Walker
played your
and
game
director
into the early part of
Hideki
2019,
Itsuno.
my gosh,
You made a mistake.
you made a bad move.
They feel bad for Days Gone.
English is
Yeah.
hard. Matt, you do it.
Of course. It's been 10 years since Devil May Cry 4 was released, and fans have been asking for a true sequel ever since. So this is our response, loud and clear, that we hear you. Devil May Cry and Hideaki Itsuno are back.
This guy's jacked.
Yeah.
Early on in the development of Devil May Cry 5, we set our sights on creating something that was going to have world-class visuals. So we've scanned fully costumed models for all of our main characters, and with the power of Xbox One X, we're able to render them as realistically as possible. Now, while visuals are really important, the controls need to remain tight and responsive as well. So we've gathered the best minds at Capcom to ensure that we can still deliver that amazing gameplay that Devil May Cry is known for. And we think that we've made something that feels better than any action game we've ever created.
Hold on, hold on. すべてのファンの皆様のために一番の自信作ができました、期待してもらって大丈夫です。よろしくお願いします。
Ichizo-san says that he is convinced that this is the best game that he's ever made because we made it for you, our fans. And we hope you look forward to seeing more.
Have a great E3!
Exclusive.
Console launch exclusive.
Wait.
Uh-oh. Here we go, DLC.
Cuphead?
Yep.
Still need to finish Cuphead. Should probably do that at some point.
Did you end up buying a new controller?
No comment. It's Chalice.
Love the music in this game, dude.
Was that guy's name Chef Saltbreaker?
Yep.
Exclusive.
Finji.
One of the ones that did,
Yeah, what did they do? I've seen them before.
Night in the Woods, right? I think they did Night in the Woods.
I feel like I've seen this before somewhere. I know I've seen this trailer somewhere. Maybe it was on, I think it was on the Nintendo, Nindy maybe?
I don't know, this is a console launch exclusive.
No, I've seen this game somewhere. I remember it looking like Zelda.
You're thinking of Oceanhorn?
What's that Switch game that's like $5 that JD's all about?
Was that Kamiko or something like that?
Yeah, Kamiko.
Tunic.
Yeah, I know I've seen that somewhere. Must have been on the Nindy thing. Yeah, that game looks
Tiny
awesome.
Fox
Yeah,
in
it's
the
the
big
creators
world
of Night in the
is a
Woods.
prime example of the
No, they're a
reach of
publisher.
gaming today. A labor of love conceived and created by a single developer in Halifax, Nova Scotia, is today commanding gaming's largest stage. Whether you're sharing the adventure of a tiny fox with more
It's a
than
single
20
developer
million viewers on
at Night in the
Mixer,
Woods? Wow.
or teaming up with Xbox Live friends to slay zombies, gaming is an incredible community. We've always believed that building community is vital for gaming. There's real power in our shared experience, sharing the same world, the same seasons, the same campaigns. And there's real meaning in sharing our love of gaming with fellow gamers. This community is the reason why we love premiering games here at E3. For the rest of our briefing, everything you show you will be world premiere games no one has seen before.
Cool, that's all I want to see.
Starting off with something entirely new from our friends at Bandai Namco. On my last trip to Japan, their creative team showed me a sneak peek at their next game. Now, you get to see the first look.
World premiere.
There are worlds that exist, separate from our own, where the impossible is reality. They consist of both good and evil. These worlds were never meant to meet. But things have changed.
Was that audio?
Now, they have begun to merge as one. And our last hope are
Is that
the
Naruto?
heroes we could only imagine, uniting to fight for our survival. Heroes
Oh, wait,
we could
that's
only
the
imagine,
Shonen.
uniting to fight for
Oh,
our
that's
survival.
the One Piece guy there.
like every time. Oh, it's Dragon Ball.
It looks like a group anime fighting game because there's Naruto too. Nice. It's a One Piece guy, I don't know his name. Goku. Interesting that they would put the Dragon Ball characters in another fighting game with Dragon Ball Fighters out right now.
Jump Force.
Jump Force. Okay.
It's obviously a play on Shonen Jump.
Was that the dude from Death Note?
I think it was.
World premiere.
This is nothing permanent except change.
It's been 15 years since the fall. The city is a corpse, and we are the worms. We burrow in it, fighting for every useful piece of land to preserve ourselves from the terrors of the night and the horrors of the day.
I shall therefore speak a word unto here. Anyone who dares to steal food will be hanged, and their bodies will be exposed.
Every day we rise from dust to choose between bad and worse.
Oh!
Is this Dying Light?
Is it?
Looks like it plays like it, that's for sure.
And these choices we take to survive will create the world to come.
You know the drill. Get to the nearest safe house and wait until dawn. Good night. And good luck.
Yes! Yes! Hell yes.
Please welcome
Sweet
designer Chris Avalo.
Dude, Dying Light is seriously one of the best zombie games like ever made, dude. Dying Light is so good.
Hi, I'm Chris Avalone, and I'm excited to be working with Techland to create the world of Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 is everything you'd expect from a bold sequel to the first game. A fluid parkour system with improved natural movement, deep and tactical first-person melee combat, and of course, terrifying nights when the infected emerge from the depths of the city to feed on anyone they can find. At the same time, we invite you to a new vision of the post-apocalypse, a bleak and unforgiving reality that we call the modern Dark Ages. Today, however, we want to give you a look at one of the impressive new features of Dying Light 2, a technical and narrative advancement for the franchise. Dying Light 2 will be the first in its genre where your choices have genuine consequences in the game itself. From how it looks, how it plays, to the events that occur, everything in the game world can change based on your decisions. The following demo throws a bit more light on this.
I love the parkour system in this game. It works so good.
Man, that is a beautiful looking game.
It really is, man.
Dying Light 2 features a functioning ecosystem that reacts on multiple levels to the things you do and the choices you make. In the example we are about to show you, our protagonist undertakes a mission for the Peacekeepers, one of the many factions active in the city. They want you to negotiate with two survivors who are controlling and hoarding a water supply.
You going to insult us with another final offer?
Let's say you choose to carry out the Peacekeeper's orders, one way or another.
Nice.
After this, you will start seeing a significant change in the city, as access to the water supply allowed the Peacekeepers to bring stability and develop the area. There's even running water for the people at street level, and that raises their morale and allows you to replenish your energy on the go. But there's a cost to this. The PKs have a rigid approach to law and order. So while the streets may be safer, it's only safer for those who side with them. So if you get on their bad side...
Damn!
Now let's return to that moment of choice. And instead of killing them, you choose to team up with this group to supply water on the black market. As you will see, this creates a very different set of consequences for the city. With water being a precious currency, it brings you access to new resources and trade. But this, in turn, attracts the worst type of people to the area.
The worst type of people, the benders of the world.
And this is just a single decision, one out of hundreds you will have to make. But it allows you to carve out your own world. Each player's game experience will be unique. And by the way, this is just what happens in the day. At night, well, things tend to get a lot
Dude,
darker.
that nighttime mechanic was so awesome. It was so cool how everything just changed at night. That's awesome.
Exclusive. World premiere.
Ooh, this is exclusive.
A lot of time has passed. You've gotten soft, complacent. You always knew this day would come.
Comic book font?
You always knew the three of you would be needed again.
Oh no, Battletoads.
Wait.
Oh, is it Battletoads?
Yep.
3 of you. Yep, there it is. Hated that level.
Bringing the toads back.
Yep, there are the toads.
A brand new game featuring body morphing genre mashups, 3-player couch co-op, 4K hand-drawn 2.5D graphics, and broad, non-specific feature declarations.
Couch co-op.
They're back.
Damn it!
Dude, there better be online.
They just said 3-player couch co-op.
World premiere.
Is this Assassins? No.
I was born to fight wars that no army could win. There was no fear,
Just Cause.
no fear.
Just Cause 4.
Yep.
But the rules have
As
changed.
leaked on Steam a week ago.
Thanks, Steam.
Dude, why is Square having a press conference?
Ready for it.
So they cannot show us Final Fantasy again.
The Black Hand.
I agree with you 100%, Wolf.
They are
It was
the
a
world's
brutally
most powerful
difficult
private
game.
army. But even they should fear what they've created. This isn't a war, Rico.
Rico.
This is survival.
That other game that they just announced, what was it called? Generation Zero?
Mm-hmm.
That looks awesome.
I really like Just Cause 2, and I never even played 3.
Does that happen a lot?
3 was not good.
Getting shot at?
I knew it was a technical disaster at first, but then when the Pro and the X came out, like, they really fixed it up. Still kind of a hot mess. Jeez. Wow.
A tornado?
Right.
That's this year. Typical December slot.
Man. Man, Frankie, you're way ahead of me now. What the fuck? What the hell is going on with the stream?
What the way to drop? Way to catch yourself.
I mean, jeez.
Yeah, here we go. Wow.
Oh boy.
Gears.
Oh boy, I hope this is an RTS.
What? Is that a pop figure?
I like how that crowd just died. Oh, it's a mobile game.
Are you serious?
I swear. That one person.
Oh, wow.
Man, JD has got to be loving this.
What the hell just happened?
From the Coalition, please welcome studio head Rod Ferguson.
Okay, now let's get to the proper reveal.
What? You're excited about a pop figure mobile
When
game?
I began my
Sure
Gears
not.
of War journey, we had no
Wow.
idea how big this franchise
That
would
was
become.
weird.
And as it's grown, we've dreamed of taking it to new places.
Clearly he's
and
coming out
different
for something
ways
else,
to reach
though.
even more fans.
I had to hit live
And
again,
that's
boys,
why today
to
we're
jump
announcing
ahead.
Gears Pop, a collaboration with our friends
yep.
at Funko to bring a
Way behind,
unique
I guess.
mobile spin to the world of Gears.
Boy.
And mobile is not the only new place we're going. I'm excited to
JD
also
wants to
announce
jump off the
true
roof,
Gears
off his
of War
roof head
PC
first.
experience in a completely different genre, Gears Tactics.
Gears Tactics.
You create a whole new squad 12 years before Gears of War 1 as they hunt a locust
There
monster
you go,
maker
Frankie.
responsible for destroying whole cities. It's our take on the classic turn-based strategy genre with a character-driven story, faster, more aggressive gameplay, a customizable squad and
They
equipment,
said Windows
and of
10
course,
PC,
it wouldn't be
though,
a
they
Gears
did.
game without a massive boss battles. We look forward to sharing
Coming
more
to
about
Xbox.
Tactics with you soon. But it's not just about going to new places. It's also about having new experiences. And the amazing team at the Coalition is working hard to bring you our most ambitious Gears of War title yet, Gears 5.
Gears 5. Tell me something about it, baby.
As Kate, you'll journey across the biggest and most beautiful world we've ever created, with the war for humanity escalates on two fronts,
Playing as Kate.
outside the capital city and within Kate herself. In this moment from the game, Kate leads a rescue mission
She's a
to a remote
badass.
Yes,
village,
she is.
but something goes horribly wrong.
Damn, here we go. Gears 5.
Kate.
No.
No. Kate, you can't see this. You don't want to see this. Kate? I'm sorry.
No. Is that JD?
Yeah, it's JD. Whole new look, that's for sure.
Thanks. For coming here. Of course.
Can I recommend we maybe get these people out of here?
Hey, just slow down.
No, Foz is right. We need to move.
What are you He's dead, man. Give her a minute.
She'll get her minute in the Raven.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Now we need to leave.
I'm not going.
Excuse me?
Oh, was
For
that
months
Uncle
now, I've
Oscar?
been having these dreams. Nightmares. But I think they were messages. Something's happening to me.
Oh, damn.
It's your grandmother's?
Shit.
Enough. We'll deal with this later. Foz, round these people up.
I need help.
There's a place up north. I think we can find you answers there. No. Absolutely not. We have orders.
You'll go with me.
God damn it, both of you, listen.
I'll go with her. Look, if you're missing, Jen will notice.
Okay. I'll push Jack the coordinates. No, Corporal. You're coming back to New Ephira. That is a direct order.
Well, Captain. Screw your order.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't about you. It's about me. I
Tell
need
him.
to fix this.
Hey, watch her. A necklace? That's a locust symbol.
Yes, so?
She would never be our enemy by choice. I know that.
Because she would die for us.
I know that. But what if it's not her choice?
Where are we going?
Back to where it all began.
That looks awesome.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play?
Game Pass.
Are we the hunters or are we the prey?
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Ugh.
Doesn't look sanitary at all. Damn.
Oh, wow.
Hey. What are you...
Why did you come here with me? What did JD tell you?
This is a wild game of survival.
Okay.
Wow.
We gonna play through that, Frankie?
Yeah.
All right.
Here's, let's say, 2019.
2019.
Good fadeaways.
In the entire history of Xbox, in the entire history of E3, in the entire history of our industry, gaming is now at its most vibrant. Today, we shared our commitment to giving you the freedom to discover and play all of the great new games coming to Xbox Game Pass. Today, we showcased more games than we ever have before. 50 games, 18 titles with exclusivity, and 15 world premieres. Today, we shared our most diverse gaming portfolio in every measure, from breadth in art style, genre, and cultures, range in subject and setting, scale and story, and scope and creative vision. And every one of these plays best on Xbox. The world of gaming is on an historic growth path, where the increasing number of gamers
You think we
is
close
met
this
with the
Cyberpunk
increasing
or Remedy's
creative
game?
power of game developers.
Oh, man.
In
I was actually
this
thinking maybe
significant
even
moment,
Splinter Cell.
We are constantly challenging ourselves. Where can we take gaming next? Our answer? We commit and harness the full breadth of our resources at Microsoft to deliver on the future of play. Our experts in Microsoft Research are developing the future of gaming AI, so the worlds and characters we enjoy will be even more rich and more immersive. Our cloud engineers are building a game streaming network to unlock console-quality gaming on any device. Not only that, we are dedicated to perfecting your experience everywhere you want to play, on your Xbox, your PC, or your phone. And of course, our hardware team, the same team that delivered unprecedented performance with Xbox One X, is deep into architecting the next Xbox consoles, where we will once again deliver on our commitment to set the benchmark for console gaming. And let's talk about our games themselves. We are committed to building an industry-leading first-party studios organization. And as you saw earlier, we are making one of our greatest single-year investments in teams by adding 5 new creative studios. We have committed our team, our company, our technical resources So we can declare to you today and next year and all of the years after that, you will always experience the best in gaming on Xbox.
Bold.
So choose the games you want to play. There are worlds to be saved, heroes to be made, and legends to become. Together. Thanks, and have a great Easter.
Up, up, up. CD Projekt Red. Nope, maybe not. That's got, yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it's CD, and it's in red font.
Yep. Yeah. All right, let's see it.
Yep.
All right.
In 2077, they voted my city the worst place to live in America.
Yep.
Main issues, sky-high rate of violence, and more people living below the poverty line than anywhere else. Can't deny it, it's all true. But everybody still wants to live here. This city's always got a promise for you. Might be a lie, an illusion. But it's there, just around the corner. And it keeps you going.
Oh.
It's a city of dreams. And I'm a big dreamer.
Oh. Oh. See what we got for a year?
Yeah, that is the year 2077.
2077? Just a little bit of a wait.
You think you wanna play now? You think you wanna play now? This is my playground. This is my playground. This is my playground.
All right. So there we go. That was the Xbox press conference. Now we're going to just do a kind of a run through of what we saw. We're going to talk about what we saw right now. So let's hop over to the other display here. Mr. Boyce,
Yes.
Would you care to lead off this discussion, sir?
Yes. Let me get this, make the booty drop off here, and then we
That's
can.
fine. That is a good beat, dude.
Get down to business. All right. So, Microsoft press conference as concluded as expected. Was a long one with tons of games in there, so we got a lot of stuff to discuss here.
Mhm.
So, I'm just gonna run through the show as we saw it here, and then we'll talk about some of the stuff in here. So first and foremost, fellas, so the show started off with this trailer for Halo Infinite. And this was actually a really strange reveal.
Mhm.
So we see this very short trailer. It's a couple of guys walking through a setting. We see Chief's helmet, and then we see kind of the Warthog driving through this kind of open plain. It pans over to some type of space-like structure, and that says Halo Infinite, and that's it.
Yep.
So I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. So, Brent, what do you think of this reveal? For my money, this is a very strange way to introduce the next Halo game, which obviously many people are interested in. It's not called Halo 6.
Right.
It's called Halo Infinite. So right away you're thinking, okay, well, is this a different type of a Halo game? Is this more a games as a service type of a Halo game with the Infinite in the title? What was your thought on the way this was all handled?
No, you nailed it. It was a strange reveal. We don't know anything about this game, and that which is strange because it's a Halo game. You would expect you would expect to see what we saw for Gears of War 5, what we saw for Forza Horizon, some kind of a playable demo to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to be doing in this game, but we really have no idea what it is. I don't even know. It was just Halo, and we saw Chief, and that was it. So I'm really no idea where to go with this. It was a very strange reveal. I mean, considering how they showed Gears, Forza, and the other first party stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Frankie, this is Halo. This is the Xbox franchise. This is the tentpole franchise, the franchise that started the entire Xbox brand. People have been waiting for this game for years. They've been waiting on the edge of their seat. Obviously, we know that the next Halo is coming. And the way that they reveal this, we see 4 kind of just random soldiers walking through some type of a wilderness setting. We see Chief in the distance. We see the Warthog. And then we see a title sequence, and that's it. What's your thoughts on the way that was handled, man?
It kind of reminds me of like when Halo 5 was announced. It was a similar thing. It was just this very ambiguous trailer. You had no idea, what to expect out of the game. What we saw from that, it wasn't even representative of Halo 5. So I'm kind of worried that we're going to go down that road again. And when this game actually is finally fully revealed, like this is nothing. It's just to start getting some hype around the new Halo game. But I don't know. I mean, it's cool that there's another Halo game coming out, but I don't think we're any close to hearing any actual details about it.
Yeah, it was just really weird, and just the fact that, like I said, it's called Halo Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So right away, you just feel like this is a much different kind of a Halo game. They didn't just come out and say that this is the next game in the Halo series or whatever. They didn't call it Halo 6. So I feel like just by virtue of that, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to change with this game. And so now you're going to have people speculating about what that is and what that means. Just a lot of questions around that. So very, very strange way to start the show. From there, we moved into the Ori trailer. So, I mean, nothing we haven't seen before from Ori. Beautiful visuals, beautiful music. The gameplay looks like it's going to be fun. 2019 was all we got in terms of the release for that. So we'll see when they actually decide to release Ori. From there, we moved into Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. So this is the game that we originally saw a teaser for at the Game Awards. This one, I think around that time, too, we saw a trademark. Or no, we saw actually the tagline was in that trailer, Shadows Die Twice.
Yep.
So that is actually in the name of this game. It's another looks like samurai focused kind of take on the Dark Souls franchise, much in the way that Neo was previously. So this looks to have a similar vibe to that. Frankie, what do you think of the Sekiro reveal? It's a cool looking game. It looks a lot like Neo, right?
Yeah, it does, which I'm kind of surprised by. I was more so surprised to see Activision publishing this because that's not a genre we've seen them dabble with,
right?
So I don't know though. I mean, the game looks really cool. I'm gonna be kind of
awesome.
curious to see what their twist is on it. Because like we were talking about, like this game does look, very, very, very similar to Neo. And even when they were introducing the characters, like a lot of that stuff looked very similar to what was in that game. So, I don't know, just very, very. I'm just glad that there's so many samurai games coming out. First of all, because we don't get a lot of those that often. So yeah. So that'll be great. I'm excited about that one. I threw that on my anticipated list for next year, but
yeah. What'd you think of it, Brent? So we saw Sekiro. Is this simply just a way for them, because Neo we haven't seen outside of the PlayStation and the PC. Is this just a way for them, maybe similar to the way that they created Dark Souls off of the kind of DNA that they started with Demon Souls? That started as a PlayStation exclusive, and then they kind of created this franchise that would be multi-platform in Dark Souls. Is this kind of what they're doing with Sekiro here? They're just taking what they created with Neo and making a brand new franchise that can span multiple platforms, or is there something else in the water here?
Neo wasn't them.
Yeah.
Neo was what?
Neo was Team Ninja.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, that explains that then.
No, I was more interested, or more intrigued by the whole From Software Activision deal. Like Frankie said, this isn't something that Activision typically publishes, but if Activision is going to partner with anybody for this type of game, it's going to be From Software. They're always going to partner up with the biggest and the best when it comes to certain genres, and that didn't surprise. I mean, it was intriguing, but that at the same time, it didn't surprise me. But I do think this looks like a really cool game. I've never been very, very good at the Dark Souls games, the Bloodborns, but I do appreciate the type of skill it takes to get through it. I know Frankie, once I saw, it's like, this is gonna be a Frankie joint. He'll be all over this game. But at first, the biggest thing for me, I was like, wow, they're partnering with Activision, but it doesn't surprise me because Activision will always partner with the best in whatever genre it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely forgot that Team Ninja made Neo and not From Software. So I guess that explains that. From Software hasn't made a Ninja game, so
it's an easy mistake. They both play very, very similarly. It feels like a From game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So from Sekiro was a cool reveal. Just got a 2019 date on that as well. No specifics. Moving on from there, Todd Howard took the stage. Let us know that Fallout 4 will be on Xbox Game Pass as of today. So if you've been looking forward to that, that will be available now. And then we saw our first trailer for Fallout 76. We confirmed some of the details that we learned previously about the game. It's a prequel. It's set in West Virginia. It takes place in Vault 76, the first vault to open up after the nukes dropped some 20 years after the war. You can start to pre-order it as of June 15th, I believe, on the Xbox store. And then they mentioned it's 4 times the size of Fallout 4. And outside of that, we got a cinematic trailer, seemingly voiced by Ron Perlman.
Yes.
And then, still a lot of questions about this one. Brent, what was your take on the Fallout 76 trailer?
Dude, based on what we saw here, I would have guessed this is just a New Vegas style spinoff. There was nothing here to indicate or confirm or anything the multiplayer rumors that we heard earlier in the week. And so, they said this is a prequel to all the Fallout games. It takes place 20 years after the bombs drop. And everything that we saw there screamed, this is just a single-player experience. But again, we'll see more tonight at Bethesda's press conference. They're going to delve into it deeper. Yeah. We'll see exactly what this game is. I'm sure they'll talk about it extensively. But, at first glance, this was more of a single-player experience in my eyes.
Yeah, that was the same exact vibe I got. Like, watching this looks like a Fallout reveal trailer for a new Fallout game.
Yeah.
And Bethesda Game Studios is involved with it. We know the Battlecry Studios involved, whatever they're called now. Bethesda, whatever city they're in.
Austin.
Bethesda, Boston.
Austin.
So,
sorry.
Austin. Bethesda, Austin. So with that, Brent, like with the original Fallout 76 reveal trailer, we watched that looked very much like a Fallout reveal trailer. And we see this trailer here on the Xbox show, looks very much like a Fallout reveal trailer. Are they maybe, if this doesn't turn out to be just a standard single player Fallout experience that we've come to know and love, like, are they making a mistake with the way that they're doing this? Are they kind of setting people's expectations in the wrong way?
I think they're just creating a lot of questions right now. I mean, people, like I said, how it's going to play out, we don't know. But I mean, I don't know, other than what we saw. Like I said, it's hard to gauge what they're doing. It just looked like a single player experience. I don't think that's necessarily a mistake. But this the screen said 2019, correct? Did we even get a date or a window? I think it said 2019. I can't remember though.
I didn't write down a date. I would imagine it's 2019 , but I didn't write anything down for that one.
Yeah. So
they didn't post a date.
They didn't post a date. Okay.
I'm just really not confused. I'm just more interested. I'm more intrigued. I want to know what this game is.
Frankie, hop in here, man. What's your thoughts on what we've seen from Fallout 76 up to this point? If this does become a different type of Fallout experience than we've become accustomed to, as some of the rumors have suggested, like, do you think they're maybe making a mistake in the way that they're setting people's expectations for this game?
Yeah, honestly, based on the trailer we saw, I'm expecting a typical Fallout game. It's supposed to be a prequel, so I'm expecting them to delve into the story of Vault 76, and that's what I'm expecting, the traditional Fallout experience as a prequel. So if this game comes out and it's some kind of weird MMO like base building game or something, that's not at all what I'm expecting out of this.
I mean, it is maybe our best hint that this might not be your typical Fallout game, the fact that this other studio is involved, Brent. Like, if this was a core, like, Fallout experience, like, would Bethesda just take the reins on this themselves? I know that they've had, obviously, the Fallout offshoots, like New Vegas in the past, that other people have developed. But they seem to be involved with this in some kind of a way. What do you think about that?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they're involved. I mean, this studio that's taking over, they're still relatively new when it comes to like Fallout stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if you have, Bethesda with their hands in it as well. But yeah, again, it's just a strange reveal.
Yeah.
The interesting thing to me though is if this is like a spin-off type of Fallout game, Todd Howard is out here talking about this, and what we see is Bethesda Game Studios. So. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is what they've been working on instead of a new Elder Scrolls. Maybe they just had more ideas for Fallout after Fallout 4 came out. Maybe Battlecry Studios is making the new Elder Scrolls game.
Maybe.
Elder Scrolls 6 Battlecry.
That would be terrible.
If they do, would they change their name, the name of their studio, to Elder Scrolls 6 Battlecry? Just so they can mimic the name of their game in the studio?
Yeah, absolutely. Battlecry 6.
So hopefully we'll learn more. I think clearly we'll learn more about Fallout 76 tonight at the Bethesda presser. So very, very intrigued to see what becomes of that. From there, we moved on to Crackdown 3. So Terry Crews is on there doing his Terry Crews thing. Just a living, breathing embodiment of an Old Spice commercial 24/7. Terry Crews. So it's awesome to see that. But my question once again with Crackdown 3 is, so we got the February 2019, the confirmed release window for it. We didn't get a date on it. This one could possibly be February 22nd as well. We'll have to see what the eventual date becomes on this one. But my question to you, Brent, is another year with Crackdown 3, another year where we get a quick trailer and then we move on from this game. So we still, this is basically what we've been seeing from Crackdown for the last 3 years every time we've seen it. It's Terry Crews yelling. It's a guy running around with a cannon blowing stuff up. Like that's what we've seen from this game.
Which is all you really need to sell a game, I guess. Because, that's all I remember about. That's all I remember about the Crackdown trailers right now is Terry Crews. And I love Terry Crews. I think Terry Crews is hilarious. It was an entertaining trailer. He was blowing everything up. But again, once you get past that, you still think about everything we've seen before that. We think about the strange demos with celebrities who have no idea what they're doing with games. And, that still is in my mind. I'm still concerned about how this game is going to play, what it's even going to be like. Is it going to be any good? Like I said, Terry Crews comes out, turns it up to an 11. We all win. I get it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't give us a whole lot of what to know about Crackdown 3. This was probably the most least revealing Crackdown 3 trailer that we've had. We've had other Crackdown 3 trailers that were way more in depth and way deeper than this. This was just literally Terry Crews going nuts, blowing everything up.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at with this trailer. Like with a game that's had the troubled development history that this game's had, with all of the questions that people have about this game. If any game deserved some type of a more elaborate reveal, it was this one.
Oh
right?
Yeah, this one needed it bad.
And for them to just put up the quick Terry Crews sizzle reel and then move on from it, it makes me wonder a couple things. Like is this game a game that they're just trying to kind of wash their hands of at this point? Like, do they just want to get this thing out and move on from it, or is this just they just didn't want to spend time on it for whatever reason? Just Frankie, what's your thoughts on this, man? To me, we needed to see more than we saw from Crackdown with all of the questions that people have about this game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like I said on our prediction show, we've been hearing about Crackdown since 2014 now. And the fact that, we're now moving into 2019, 5 years removed from that reveal, and we still don't really have like a lot of solid footage of this game outside of the couple of showcase blunders they've had with, like Mixer and these goofy celebrities. But I don't know, man. Like the fact that they're still not, they were still talking about doing a beta, because I guess the multiplayer part of this is supposed to be all Cloud Engine stuff and whatnot. Didn't even touch on, a beta coming this fall or anything.
We don't even know if this is a multiplayer game anymore.
Right.
We don't know if it's single player.
Yeah.
We don't know anything.
Yeah, and that's all we saw was like Sumo Digital, which we know they're handling the single player, but there was no story related stuff in there as far as I know. It was just, like Brent said, Terry Crews being Terry Crews, which don't get me wrong, that's fine. I love Terry Crews, so if I'm just gonna be running around, being Terry Crews for a couple hours, that's cool.
I tell you what, I'm gonna be pissed if I can't run around as Terry Crew when this game launches. He better be an integral part of the plot. He better be the main character because that's what's selling me right now. I'm like, man, if I can play a game for 20, 30 hours as Terry Crews yelling expletives and blowing shit up, sign me up. If I sign up, if I go to play it and it's some random playing the main character, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yep. So yeah, but I mean that game just looks more and more like a Game Pass thing to me. I'm seeing it really hard to spend $60 on this game because, 4 years into being a thing, we still know nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
And not to cut you off, Frank. I think you nailed it though, man. I mean, this was a game that desperately needed an on-stage demo. Something that showed a refined experience from what we've seen before in the past, something that showed a more structure, better visuals, and have somebody playing the damn game that knows how to play a game. This would have been the perfect stage for it. But again, they skipped over it. And to answer your question, you had two questions. Is this something they're washing their hands of, or is this just something they're just working on, whatever? They just want to get it done. It's both. I think at this point, it's both. They're just, put it out there. We'll bury it underneath everything else in the show. We'll have a bunch of cool stuff later on. And it's Game Pass. It's going to be entered into Game Pass. This is it. That's it. This is Crackdown 3. Keep your expectations in check. It is what it is.
Dude, what better way to bury it than to release it on February 22nd?
You're burying it for sure.
Just get it out there. Get it in Game Pass. Throw it out there with the same day that seemingly every single game in Q1 is looking to release on.
Mm-hmm.
And then just let it.
What is with that date? Like February 23rd.
Did they change the fiscal year? Is it now February where it ends instead of March? I don't know what's going on.
Right? Like it's always like that February 23rd, 21st, 22nd. Everyone's like, that's a great day to put our game out.
I guess.
It's probably a little bit of everybody's thinking the same thing. They're like, all right, the end of the fiscal year is the end of March. Like everybody's gonna try and squeeze their game in at that time. But if I can squeeze it out a month early, I'm gonna have this date to myself. And then every other game studio is thinking the same thing, so they all pick that release date. And then when they all unveil their release date and it's all on the same day, they're all sitting there looking at each other like, huh, you don't say. So yeah, very, very, very strange reveal once again for Crackdown 3. We'll see if we learn any more of that over the course of the week. So as rumored, Nier Automata coming to Xbox One on June 26th. Obviously a very, very well-received game, so a great get for the platform there. Then we saw the next trailer for Metro Exodus. This is another one of those February 22nd, 2019 games. Jeez. So Metro Exodus will release that day. We saw another trailer from it. Frankie, you're a big fan. Is this of the franchise? Is this pretty much what we were expecting from Metro? What's your take on the trailer?
A little bit, but the thing I enjoy about Metro is you can play that game the way that they're showing in the trailer, guns blazing, killing everyone, or you can do it stealthily.
Yep.
So I'm wondering, and obviously this is for a trailer's sake, and Microsoft likes having these big bombastic, showcases, but I want to know, and I'm assuming so, that, I can still go through this game without having to actually kill anybody. That was always the fun and challenging thing about the other games. It's the thing I loved about Last Light was you're in this big area and you're trying to figure out all the ways you can go, unscrewing light bulbs and trying to stay undetected. So I'm hoping that is alive in this game as well. It looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. The release date is just awful. I mean, now I'm sitting here like I don't even know if I'm going to pick up Anthem that day because Days Gone was going to be where I was going, but now of those games, Metro Exodus is the one I need to play. So. Mm-hmm. Why do this to me?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think some of these developers are gonna look to change the date, either move it ahead or back after seeing all these games that are releasing on the day?
Probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure Anthem is coming out that day regardless, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sony pushes Days Gone and Microsoft delays Crackdown again. I won't be surprised in the slightest.
Yeah, be interesting to see how that all plays out. Brent, what'd you think of the Exodus this trailer?
I mean, it's basically what the same that we've seen in the past. Awesome gameplay, intense gameplay, difficult gameplay, beautiful. It's a beautiful looking game. The date is just insane. There's really nothing else to add to that. It's just wow. So yeah, no, I'm excited to play this game, and I really enjoyed the first two. I think they were really fun games, and this looks to be more of the same. And like Frankie said, that's always a good thing. More of Metro is a good thing.
Yeah, I like some of the creatures we saw too.
There were some hulking beasts in there.
Yeah, there was like a man bat thing in there too. I think at some point there was some cool looking stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
So, once again, February 22nd, Metro Exodus joins its cast of its peers. All right, Kingdom Hearts 3 took the stage after that. We saw the Frozen world. Which is this the first time they've revealed Frozen? I know that people have been talking about it. Being in the game, but yeah, so we saw the Frozen world for the first time. Thanks, JD. We had Olaf, Elsa, the whole crew in there. So the trailer looked like a lot of fun. You know, once again, this looks like a Disney fan's like dream in Kingdom Hearts 3. Obviously, last night the release date for the game was confirmed at I think 1:30 in the morning via the orchestra that was playing music at the time. But January 29th, 2019, Kingdom Hearts 3 will be available on Xbox One and PS4. From there, we saw the Sea of Thieves like future reveal, where we saw two expansions: the Cursed Sails releasing in July and the Forsaken Shores coming in September. Don't know exactly what Cursed Sails involved. I feel like the majority of that trailer focused on the Forbidden Shores.
Yep.
Is that or Forsaken Shores? Is that accurate?
Yes.
Looks like some type of a dark, I don't know, some dark like lava world or something. what was your take on what we saw from the Forsaken Shores? Seems like a brand new setting for this game.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I took from it. This is going to be a new area to explore. We're going to have more new enemies to battle. We saw finally ships of pirates that we're going to have to go up against that don't appear to be like actual other players. Some going to be some kind of PvE battles going on. So that's something I'm really intrigued in. I really liked what we saw here. I mean, we're starting to see this game expand. We're seeing a new area, new enemies, and you know what we saw with the Hungry Deep. We're starting to see quest lines starting to work their way into the game. They're starting to flesh out the world with stuff to do. This is exactly the type of things I want to see for Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looked intriguing. Now we need some like meaningful loot in this game. Like need a reward for what you're doing, or a point to all these quests that you're going to be going on. Frankie, would you take away from what we saw here?
The new area looks really cool. Like it seems like a volcanic,
Yeah, it looks like your actually boat is in lava.
It looks like your
actual
hell.
boat is in lava.
It looks like hell.
It does look like hell. It looks cool. So I'm very curious to hear more about that one. I don't know, man. I haven't played Sea of Thieves in a couple of weeks, months. How long's it been out? Months.
March.
Yeah. When did it come out? March.
Been a while.
I haven't played it since March 21st.
Wow. Yeesh.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, though. I'll be hopping in to check this out because it sounds freaking awesome, and I do want to see bigger jaws, but I don't know. I mean, hopefully these are free. I'm just at this point they kind of have to be, right? Like,
man, I hope so.
Possibly, I don't know.
Well, we didn't have to pay for Hungering Deep, so I'm assuming these are all going to be included. Okay. They have to be. If we're being honest, I think they have to be included.
Yeah, I was curious. I couldn't remember if they announced when they were talking about their future plans, if they mentioned anything about paid DLC, or if this was all just kind of stuff they were adding into the world. So yeah, Cursed Sails in July, Forsaken Shores in September. From there, we saw Battlefield 5. We saw the preview of Nordlis's War Story, which they talked about at EA last night. We were going to see there, so we saw a brief bit from that. And then we saw, as anticipated, Forza Horizon 3 made an appearance. This game will be set in Britain. It will announce on October 2nd, Forza Horizon 4, excuse me. It will be October 2nd this year. Dynamic Seasons was the big thing they talked about. So this shared open world, they mentioned 60 frames on Xbox One X. The most interesting thing, though, was this idea of this dynamic weather, these dynamic seasons that change the way you play the game. And then it looks like everybody is driving in the same world together at all times. So don't know exactly how that's going to play out or how chaotic that is going to get. But as always, Forza is a beautiful looking game, and Britain, looks like we'll be in Scotland and Britain proper and or the UK, excuse me. And and all the stuff that entails. So, Brent, would you take away from what we saw from Forza Horizon?
Oh, basically what I've seen from Forza in the past. It's a beautiful looking game. I love the idea of the seasons changing. I hope it's not like instantaneous or like after like 20 minutes you're in a new weather. I hope it's like timed out. That'd be sweet if it was like real time.
What if they just timed it with the seasons?
I feel like by the time you get to the fall, you're actually getting to the new Forza game. So I mean, I don't know if it rush you out, but I'm sure they'll have some kind of dynamic in there or some kind of time thing there. So it's a good pacing. But it's a beautiful looking game. I can't wait to see Autumn in 4K HDR. That's going to look beautiful. Again, like you mentioned, I'm worried about how many people are going to be in a server. I can't imagine there being like thousands and thousands of people in one map. It would just be straight chaos. The game wouldn't run at all. So there's going to be a cap on how many people are in there. But I played Forza Horizon 3. Still, the Hot Wheels tracks is some of the best DLC I've ever seen in a racing game, and it's so good. So I like Forza Horizon a lot more than Motorsport, simply because Forza Horizon is a little bit more arcadey. There's still some simulation elements to it, but it's just more my style of a racing game. So this looks really beautiful. It looks really good. Well, I'm curious to hear about more of the modes and the stuff we'll be able to do in the game, but the dynamic weather is really impressive.
Mm-hmm. Frankie, what'd you think about it? Specifically, this idea that everybody's racing in the world together at all times, at least in your server.
Yeah, I had the same thought as Brent. That they have to limit it, right? Like you can't literally put every single person playing this game in the same damn server unless your game world is literally the size of the UK.
Yeah.
So. I don't know. I guess the other thing I'm kind of, I don't know if concerned is the right word, but we didn't really see any structure for like the Horizon Festival, like what kind, different locales for races. Really, you just saw people kind of cruising around the world, and driving out people in the terrain. Are we gonna? I assume there has to be a structure there, right? So we're going to be driving to a location to, do race events and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But and another thing was the D-pad to communicate with people. Like I didn't really grasp what function that serves. I mean, I know for me, I'm not going to be playing this game with random people. I just don't want to. So, I don't know. But the other thing that caught my interest was them talking kind of about the dynamic season. So it sounds like everybody who's in the same world, in the same server, if you will, they're all going to experience the same exact season, regardless of where you are. So I don't know, like Brent was saying, if it makes sense to do for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be fall, or, kind of rotate seasons for the entire community or not. But I still think that's cool, like having, being able to experience these different seasons, and hopefully not too simmy, but, it'd be kind of cool if, we're racing in the wintertime and the snow, has an adverse effect on, how our car handles and, all that stuff. So I'm hoping that it's more than just an aesthetic thing.
I'd be very shocked if they didn't bring ice or something into it in some respect. I mean, if you're going to change the season, you have to account for that. Like I'd imagine you'd be driving through rainstorms in the spring and that kind of stuff, which should affect the way you play the game.
Can you imagine if they didn't change the season for everybody, and like you're trying to drive during the summer and you got some guy on your screen in summer and he's sliding along like he's on ice? Like, what are you doing? It's snowing on my game. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. And we saw kind of a strange thing in the middle of the trailer too, where somebody came up and they were like, hey, do you want to go drifting or something like that? And then he just drove off and we're just drifting. So, I'm curious to see what the structure is of the game as well and how it plays. But yeah, there's definitely some cool ideas here, and I'm sure it's going to be a great racing experience, as it always is, and we'll be curious to learn a little bit more about that. Of course, Forza Horizon 4 will be a part of Game Pass as well, so when that releases on October 2nd. And from there, we got to a very interesting segment. Phil came back onto the stage, and then he announced that Microsoft has basically purchased 5 studios and brought them into the first-party Microsoft lineup. So first group he mentioned is the Initiative. We don't know what they're working on yet. This is the one that's headed up by is David Gallagher. Is that his name? The guy that they brought in recently?
Super Daryl Gallagher.
Super Daryl Gallagher. Thank you. So the Initiative headed up by Gallagher, and I don't know. Did you guys get a read on what it sounds like they're making? It was tough to say. I just they mentioned like groundbreaking new experiences, but it's tough to say if it's going to be a multiplayer project or a single player project. it was tough to tell either way what the initiative is going to be responsible for. But they are in the fold now. Undead Labs is officially a part of Microsoft Studios now, so obviously they have State of Decay fame. Playground, the developers of Forza Horizon 4, are now an official studio. And Phil also teased that they're putting their open world expertise into other areas as well. So this has to be the rumored Fable game that they're supposed to be working on.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, didn't make an appearance here, so I did not get my prediction right. Thanks, Playground. And then perhaps the most, or not perhaps, definitely the most interesting get for the studio is Ninja Theory. So they are going to be a first-party developer for Xbox now. It's interesting, too, because Ninja Theory's had quite the history with Sony. Obviously, they developed Heavenly Sword. Hellblade released on the platform first, many months ago. So to see them get this developer who's responsible for DMC and Enslaved and all these really cool games over the years, to see them bring them into the first party fold now is a very strong get for the company. And then they also announced that Compulsion Games, the developers of We Happy Few, they will be a first-party studio now. I assume this doesn't include We Happy Few since the game's coming out on other platforms. So after We Happy Few releases, Compulsion Games will be a first-party Microsoft entity moving forward. We saw another creepy trailer from We Happy Few with a release date of 8/10/18, so August 10th. Seems like a good date for that game. Brent, what's your thoughts on all this, though? What's your thoughts on the studios that Microsoft has grabbed, and what's your thoughts on what we saw from We Happy Few as well?
Well, first of all, I'll just briefly mention We Happy Few, again, another awesome trailer, but will it translate to an awesome game? I mean, we saw when we first saw the first trailer ever for We Happy Few, we were like, oh my God, this looks incredible. And then when the game came out in preview, I jumped in and played it. It was not what I was expecting. It was very weak on story. There was way too many survival elements to it. And I'm not saying that bad way. I know a lot of people like survival games. That's cool. I was expecting more of a story thing because of the trailer. I was expecting a creepy story, a deep story, and we just didn't get that. So hopefully, going forward, what we saw in the trailer will translate to the game. Give me a good narrative, a strong, creepy narrative, and I'll be totally happy. That game has a ton of potential based on its presentation and its trailers. Whether or not that actually pans out in game remains to be seen. In terms of the studio,
real quick on that, Brent, not to cut you off, but how is We Happy Few not like a narrative BioShock type of game? Like how is that not that game?
No
idea. With the world that they've created, the atmosphere they've created, the whole vibe of it just screams BioShock.
That's what made it so.
Get in there.
That's what made it so damn disappointing when it first came out. I don't know how it didn't turn out that way, but that's what made it so damn disappointing. And I'm hoping, they talked about all the changes they're making in this game. They've been improving on it. They've been trying to build a narrative. That has to come through now when it comes out. There has to be a strong narrative because I'm tired of seeing these awesome trailers and then not getting that product.
Yeah, I mean, just a super creepy world, very interesting world. It would just be a shame if it was just this game, this survival game that's wrapped in a something that has the potential to be a great narrative that never realizes it.
Right.
So sorry, you were saying?
Now, in terms of the studios, I like it. First of all, I like about the studios is there's a nice balance of studios in terms of like multiplayer expertise and single player expertise. I don't know much about the initiative or what they're going to be doing, but if you look at Playground, they're very strong in multiplayer with Forza. They're very strong at building open worlds. So that definitely makes sense why we'd be probably looking at a Fable or some kind of an open world RPG. And then you look at Ninja Theory. This is easily, in my opinion, the crown jewel of all the groups. I know Playground's very good. I know they're well received, but Ninja Theory tells incredible stories. And if there's one thing people on Xbox want, they want incredible stories. They want strong single-player experiences. Ninja Theory is capable of delivering that in spades. So that, in my opinion, for my money, that's the biggest pickup. That's the most impressive. Compulsion Games, again, the potential to deliver a strong single-player experience is there based on their trailers. Whether or not the actual games deliver that, we don't know. But Ninja Theory, that is a huge pickup for Microsoft, and I can't wait to see what they're able to do with a big-ass budget now, because we saw what they're capable of doing with a smaller title, a AA independent game, or whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to see what a fully funded Ninja Theory studio can do.
Yeah, and for all intents and purposes, the other four studios, they were already like working with Microsoft. Like they were already making games for Xbox almost exclusively, the exclusion of Compulsion. Their game has ventured out to multi-platform now. But Ninja Theory, that was the one team. Like they were developing multi-platform games. Their games were showing up on other consoles. So now to get them away from the competition and have them strictly in-house. Like that's a big get for Microsoft. Frankie, what do you think about what Phil had to show at this point?
I think actually, like you guys are talking about with Ninja Theory, people have been clamoring like, look, we want big single player games on Xbox. I think Ninja Theory was a smart studio to go out there and pick up. I'm surprised, honestly, though. They seemed like they were really hell bent on staying independent. That was one of their big things when they're doing Hellblade. Yeah. So I was surprised.
Back that truck up.
Yeah,
back that truck up with the loot.
Must have, man. But hey, I mean, look, if this means that Ninja Theory is going to continue to make games somewhere, I don't care where that is. I love them. They're fantastic developers, so I cannot wait to see what they have coming out for Xbox in the future. I know Compulsion, they had another game. I can't remember the name. Contrast, right? It was Contrast.
Oh, was that them too?
That was them. That was them too. That was because I remember when I had that came out. That was what kind of got me interested in that studio. So,
it was a launch title.
That was a launch title,
right?
Yep. Yeah. So, I think that's another great get. I think We Happy Few is going to end up panning out. It's just, putting it in game preview. I think they were more concerned about tweaking gameplay mechanics and whatnot, which is, all the nitty gritty that, we played and didn't care for. So I guess it wouldn't make sense to put your full game in game preview and, then, what is there to look forward to when the game actually comes out? So right. I don't know, but hopefully this date is going to stick because I know we've gotten 2 or 3 dates of this game now. So hopefully this is the last one. I'm going to be curious to see going forward because, they kind of, I don't want to say ham-fisted, but they have that season pass that they're doing that they didn't really, they're like, well, we're going to do a season pass. We don't know what's going to be included in it yet, but we're going to do one. Like, is that going to change now? Like going forward, is Microsoft going to continue, letting them work on We Happy Few until they're fully integrated? I'm not sure, but other than that, though, like you guys said, not surprising to see, Playground and, them form a new studio for Daryl to oversee. I think, that's stuff we expected to see. So that's good, though. I'm really, like I said, really excited that Ninja Theory is going to, have a bigger backing behind them and continue, to seemingly have some creative freedom in what they're doing. Hopefully, whatever it is, Microsoft doesn't turn them into like a factory for their own IP. It's the only thing I don't want to see.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it'd be hard to believe that Microsoft would purchase them and then try and like force their will on them. That's what's made them a great studio.
Look, you guys are going to be exclusively working on HoloLens. Make it happen.
Yeah, let's hope that that's not the case. Yeah, so a very interesting segment there. So from there we moved on to PUBG. So we saw the previews of a couple maps coming out. One looks like summer of this year will be released, and then winter. And the thing I found interesting about this section, Brent, is when they released this trailer, it started with console launch exclusive. Typically, that's the phrase that they use for a game or a title that's coming out on other platforms in the future. So whether or not this was just in reference to the PC, which they usually don't use that franchise for PC titles as well, or that phrase for PC titles as well. But I thought it was interesting. Like, does this mean that the game is closing in on coming out of game preview? Does it mean that it's going to be releasing to other platforms in the future? So I thought that was interesting. We don't know what to make of that yet. What'd you think about what we saw from this, though?
I mean, I thought it looked good. I mean, adding more maps is what this game needs. I mean, obviously the desert map's out now. The summer map or whatever, that jungle map, or the one that was very luscious and green, that one looked really, really good. And then we got a little tease at a winter map that'll be out sometime in 2019. But no, happy to see that the game is growing. Again, where it said console launch exclusive, that was really strange. Some weird messaging. Not really sure what to glean from that. I still can't wonder if that's the only obvious thing for me out of that is it's just the fact that it'll be a console launch exclusive out of game preview. Like, this is going to be the official launch. But again, that's just a weird way to word it at the start of a trailer.
Frankie, did you catch that at the beginning of that trailer? The console launch exclusive thing?
I did, and we'll touch on this other game a little later on. But I think they're using that as, it's in game preview, so technically it's a console launch on there. So I'm just assuming that this is all part of, like PUBG before it's hitting 1.0. They're going to have all this, all these new maps and whatnot in the game before it releases elsewhere in full.
Gotcha. Cool. So moving on from PUBG, we saw Tales of Vesperia, Definitive Edition, which is coming this winter. And, we saw like through Sekiro and through something like Tales of Vesperia, Phil clearly trying to tap into the Japanese audience a little bit, or into Japanese development, and be like, hey, we're talking to these developers. We are trying to get these games onto the platform. So bringing a just a hardcore like Japanese RPG like Tales of Vesperia over to the platform, I think tries to hammer that message home. And then we saw some a meaty section on the Division 2, which, as anticipated, set in Washington D.C. Do have a release date for it now, March 15th, 2019. And Brent, we actually saw an extended gameplay segment. So we saw them move through an area. They were there was a group of hostiles in and around like a crashed Air Force One, and then they were making their way towards the Capitol in the distance. Looked very much like what we've expected from the Division in the past. I couldn't really make heads or tails of any new features. It looked very much similar to what we've seen from the Division up to this point. Just in a new setting. Would you make of what we saw from the Division 2 though?
Well, what we saw is the same gameplay that you and I both liked from the Division, so we focused on that. Everyone likes the way the game plays. It's a new setting. It looks like a very beautiful setting. Washington D.C. looks to be inhabited by a lot of plant life, and so it's like I said. It's basically what you would expect from a Division trailer. If I didn't know this was Division 2, I would have said, oh, this is an expansion. They're adding Washington, D.C., a new map. I mean, it was very basic, very generic stuff. We saw, not generic, but it's basically what you would expect from the Division. We saw some new items being used, but that's all we really got from it. We don't know what the structure of this game is going to be, what changes are going to be made compared to the Division 1. I'm sure we'll learn about that more at the Ubisoft press conference or maybe somewhere down the line. But, we saw the gameplay. That's what we want to see. We saw good gameplay. We saw a new environment, and that's basically all we can take from that trailer.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, it was like a generic Division trailer. Basically, yep. It was what we expect from the Division, and that's what I thought was missing from it as well. Like, I want to see like what makes this a sequel, like what makes this the Division 2, and obviously we didn't get that here. We have a visitor in the background there. Hello, Bella. So yeah, I just wanted to see more about why they're making this game, or what makes this a sequel, and what makes this special from the first Division. Frankie, what'd you think about what we saw? Were you getting the same vibe that just basically just looks like the Division once again, and maybe hopefully at Ubisoft we learn more about what makes this the Division 2?
Yeah, like you guys said, it looks just like the Division, which, don't get me wrong, that's fine. There's certain elements about games, I believe, if they're not broken, don't fix them.
Oh, yeah.
And, the Division's gameplay, I loved. That was the one thing about that game that made me want to play more of it. So I'll be curious to see if they kind of take like a more drastic turn with the story this time around. At least, that's the only like huge difference I could see them, going with, is maybe making a more impactful story or something. But as far as settings go, like you guys said, like that is a gorgeous looking Washington D.C. So I'm looking forward to hopping in there and checking that game out. Actually doing it this time.
Yes. As long as nobody goes in and starts breaking the game early, and when the incursion launches and people are ranking up their gear super fast, avoid that type of thing, and I'll stick around a lot longer because, boys, we've all talked about it. We enjoyed what we played. It was just a little off-putting, the stuff that happened, and then, of course, other games keep coming out, and you have a very short window. And for me personally, I have a short window to keep me gripped into something and focused on it, and they kind of lost me when things kind of fell apart. Even though I understand now there's more people playing it than ever before. Division is hot right now. There's a lot of people playing it. I dig it. I'm glad it made a comeback. I'm waiting for Division 2 now.
I guess my biggest question is, though, like, this is 2 weeks after Anthem.
Yep.
Okay, so like I know with us, like if we end up picking up Anthem and it has a Destiny-like grip on us, I don't think any of us are going to pick up the Division. And I think this is the biggest problem that both these games have is, like they're the two main competitors that Destiny has, and to be coming out within 2 weeks of each other, like I don't, you know what I mean? Like, are we actually even going to be able to commit to one of these games? Because I mean, I feel like if we all get into Anthem right away and we're deep into that 2 weeks later, we're not going to be looking at the Division when it comes out.
See, from myself, like right now, the front runner is going to be Destiny 2. That's the game I'm going to be playing up until the launch of Anthem. We're all interested in Anthem. I mean, I think Anthem is the one game that speaks to us more as a group. Bender, Frankie, Ben, and I, as a group, is Anthem. Division 2 is obviously cool in some degrees, and it varies. I don't think Benderhead has any interest in the Division 2. So Anthem is going to be the one we'll play as a group. But for me, it's going to be, can Anthem do enough to pull me off of Destiny 2? And if it can't, then I'm going to be like, you know what, dude? I'm sure the Division 2 is cool. I'll pick that up. But I'm still going to go back to Destiny 2. So, I mean, one of these two games has to beat Destiny 2 to pull me away. And I know Destiny 2 is it's kind of it's very polarizing right now for a lot of people. But for me, it's going to be big. It's going to be very difficult for Anthem and the Division 2 to pull me away from Destiny 2 because I have limited time as it is.
The other wrinkle to this is, we know that Destiny 2 has another pass for next year.
Yep.
And if they're going to be sticking with a similar release schedule, we're probably going to be seeing one of the new expansions around this time too.
Yep. Because it said, I think it was winter 2019.
Well, they have Black Armory, which is in the winter, and then Joker's Wild is doing the spring.
Yep.
Yeah. So right around this time, the Black Armory will have already been out, and then we'll be looking at Joker's Wild, possibly right around this time as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same exact boat that I'm in. I'm like, look, I've got, what are we, 4 years invested in the Destiny at this point, and we're going to be coming off of Forsaken, which looks to fundamentally change the Destiny 2 experience. So we'll be post Forsaken at this point. We'll be 1 or 2 expansions deep into Forsaken by the time Anthem comes out, and then the Division comes out on top of that. So it's like, I mean, I've said it before, we just don't have time to play all these games. Like, we cannot invest in the Destiny, into Anthem, and into the Division, and possibly even think about playing any other games.
Right.
So I'm with you, man. It's like they're gonna have to do something spectacular to pull me away from Destiny full time to be able to get into some of these other games, like the way they need to be gotten into.
I got to mention this really quick in the chat. Jamie Jacobson, Jamie's in there, and he had to say, "I want to play Gears Pop." We are going to talk about that very, very briefly, Jamie. Very briefly.
Thanks for your feedback, Jamie. We appreciate it. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting there over that like 3-week span there between the Anthem and the Division 2 and what's going on with Destiny. But there's just, the world's not big enough for 3 of these games to at least for my gaming time. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they can form like 3 distinct communities between the 3 of these games and prosper. So moving on from there, we got a Game Pass segment. They talked about this fast start thing. What the hell is this? Your game starts 2 times faster? Like, what does that mean?
Go to Frankie on that one. I have no idea what it means. No idea.
I have no idea what this segment was about, but it launches for select titles in a June update later this month. It was something about starting your games faster, whatever the hell that means.
Okay.
We also learned that the Master Chief Collection will be a part of Games Pass later this year. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, Forza Horizon 4, and as Microsoft has already talked about, Forza Horizon 4 Crackdown 3 will be a part of Game Pass on release. Now, they did mention some other games too, like Ashen, Warhammer was mentioned in there, Phoenix, something or another. They mentioned some of these other games that are not necessarily first-party Microsoft titles that will be day and date in Game Pass as well. So that's cool. The Division, Fallout 4, and Elder Scrolls Online also on Game Pass as of today.
Yep.
After that, we saw an indie sizzle reel, which was they showed like 20 games in like a minute. So I have no idea what was in there, but there was some cool looking stuff in there.
Yep.
So check that out. That was all the indie time you were getting. And then there we moved on to Tomb Raider. So we got a nice meaty trailer for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Brent, I obviously Tomb Raider's established itself as a wonderful action adventure franchise through the last 2 Crystal Dynamics releases. With Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they look to kind of finish out the trilogy in style with a game that looks pretty snazzy from what we saw, man. What do you think of that trailer?
Looks great. I mean, like I loved Rise of the Tomb Raider. I love the direction they've taken this franchise, and I'm just excited to see the final. What I'm assuming is going to be the final in a trilogy of games. The trailer was intense, brutal combat, so I'm definitely hyped for this one.
Yeah, Frankie, it's a pretty good looking trailer, right?
Yeah, man, I'm excited. It looks like there's going to be a lot of puzzle rooms and whatnot. So I know that's something a lot of us have been wanting more of in that franchise. So, dude, I'm stoked. The release window sucks. I'm just hoping I can finish Spider-Man in a week and be able to hop into Tomb Raider. But even if not, I'm definitely going to be picking that game up when it comes out. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the week prior sees Destiny 2 Forsaken on Tuesday, and then Friday sees the release of Spider-Man. And then Tomb Raider's out a week after that. So I still haven't played the first 2 Tomb Raider games, so this game's not even on the radar. Not even on the radar for me, unfortunately. But yeah, I wouldn't have time to play Shadow of the Tomb Raider anyway. So sorry,
or
Laura.
Spider-Man. That's okay.
Hey, you stop it, all right? You close your mouth. You don't say that again. You stop it.
I can't wait for that week, dude. I can't wait for that week to arrive, dude.
Moving on. So we saw a trailer for Session, which is a new skateboard game. Frankie, you mentioned this is a Kickstarter game.
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah, it is. And this is another one of those console launch exclusive. It's launching in game preview this year.
Game preview this year. Okay.
Yes.
So many people are clamoring for a skateboarding game with the loss of Skate and with the loss of Tony Hawk. So Session definitely has a void that can be filled there if it turns out to be a good game. We saw a trailer for Black Desert, the MMORPG, which is
Black Desert Online.
Yeah, it's a free-to-play game, right? Maybe? No?
I don't know. I think you had to pay for it on PC.
Okay, so maybe a pay-for massively multiplayer online RPG. It was a cool-looking trailer. It's a game that's been out for a while, so if you're interested in Black Desert, check that out. And then we saw Devil May Cry 5. Hopped onto the screen here. Spring 2019 on the release date for that. So once again, the early part of 2019 filling up with releases. Franklin, we saw a badass trailer with what looked to house emo Dante in place of long-haired previous Dante, but it's Devil May Cry 5, so maybe they're just changing up the look for him. And then I swear at the end of that trailer we saw Virgil too. I'm pretty sure that was Virgil. They panned out to the distance there.
Yeah,
and we didn't see it, but
I was just reading about this online, and that was Nero is the character that we were playing as, and that wasn't Virgil at the end. That was Dante. So I know we wouldn't know because we,
Oh, that was Dante at the end.
That was Dante at the end of the
Nero
trailer.
Was the guy in the car? Okay.
Yes. So Nero is the character it looks like we're going to be playing as. I didn't play Devil May Cry 4, so I'm not familiar with who he is. I'm not.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Part there, but no. So this
they
is
all
actually,
look the same.
They do, right?
Yeah,
He looks exactly like Ninja Series Dante. So
yeah, he looks like Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know, man, dude. That trailer though was just freaking insane, and I expect nothing less. Coming and granted, DMC is the only Devil May Cry I've finished, but it looks over the top. You got these real big badass looking mutants you're gonna be fighting, and I can't wait, dude. That trailer was just freaking insane. I loved it.
I mean, it's what you expect from a Devil May Cry game, just balls to wall action, just intense combos, intense action. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun when it comes out. Brent, would you take away from that trailer?
Look fun. I never played any of the Devil May Cry games.
Did you love them?
I mean, it looked like I said. It looks like it's a lot of fun. I mean, but I have no experience with the game, so my excitement is just kind of like with you guys.
Just play DMC. Just play that one. You'll love it. It's a Brent joint, trust me.
Okay.
It's a great time.
The HD collection is available now on current consoles as well. So you can go back and play the.
What's all included in those?
Franchise.
1,
2, and 3. Yep.
Okay. All right.
And
Maybe
then,
I'll pick it up and try it out finally.
Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition also available on consoles, and it's these games. It's often on sale. It's on sale all the time. So if you have not picked that up yet, be on the lookout for that.
I think all of them are on sale on that big Xbox E3 sale, actually. So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff on sale right now. So Devil May Cry 5 making an appearance here once again, shattered another one of my game predictions. So thank you, Capcom. And then we saw Cuphead make a brief appearance, getting new DLC in 2019. So I'm sure that will be a blast. We saw Tunic from Finji, another console launch exclusive. That Phil talked about. It's actually developed by a single developer, which I didn't realize. And Frankie, you mentioned that this was the developer behind Night in the Woods.
I think Finji is the publisher, actually.
Publisher.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not sure, though, because I know Alec Coloca did a lot of the work for Night in the Woods, so it might be the same guy.
Okay. So Finji, not the developer for Tunic, then? Are they just a publisher, then? Somebody else is developing this?
I'm not sure, honestly. I just saw Finji and remembered Night in the Woods was associated, and I looked it up, and they're the publisher for it, so.
Okay. Yeah. And I'll have to look this up, but I'm almost positive I've seen this game at a Nintendo Nindy presentation at some point. Because this looks familiar, but it's an awesome looking game. It looks like a classic like Zelda style adventure game. So I've definitely got my eyes on Tunic for the future. From there, we moved on to the last portion of the show, which Phil mentioned this would all be like stuff that we hadn't seen before. First game we saw was a new Bandai Namco joint, Jump Force, a 2019 release. It's some type of an anime fighting game that combines multiple anime series as the Shonen Jump series does, manga. So we saw Naruto in there, we saw One Piece, we saw Dragon Ball, which is interesting. Obviously, Dragon Ball FighterZ, huge game in the fighting game community right now. So the fact that they're showing up in this game as well, maybe trying to tap into that crowd a little bit. But it was basically a cinematic trailer that we saw. It wasn't much in terms of gameplay, so we'll see what becomes the Jump Force in the future. Then we saw a big reveal, Dying Light 2. So they came out, they showed us a reveal trailer, and they moved into an actual gameplay trailer after that. They showcased this new kind of choice system they have, where they mentioned that your choices will significantly affect the game world. And I forget the gentleman who was on stage at the time, but he was talking about how there's hundreds of choices that you're going to make in the game, and each of these choices can legitimately affect the way that your game world exists and the way that it plays out and the way that it functions, almost in a like a Skyrim type of a situation in terms of the way that your choices work. So the fluid parkour is back, the melee combat, the night terror, like that whole stuff's back. And it is the setting they're calling the modern Dark Ages. So, Brent, you're a huge fan of Dying Light. What'd you take away from what we saw from this trailer?
This was like the perfect reveal for this game. Okay, first it focused on all the gameplay. The gameplay of Dying Light is fantastic. The parkour system is almost flawless. It is that good. It is that fun to play. It's fast-paced. But then we got to kind of see this new narrative direction for the game. We're going to flesh out the narrative, give you more choices, which adds, for a game that already has a ton of replayability to it, you're adding even more now with different takes on the story, different branching story arcs. This was probably the biggest reveal for me, because I really enjoyed Dying Light, but the fact that they're adding this whole new branching narrative, the night terror is going to return. That was always one of the best parts of the game when nighttime comes around, and the entire ecosystem changed. It became even more aggressive, more dynamic, more dangerous, and I really liked that. So the Dying Light 2 reveal was fantastic. It looks great, the same combat, and now we're going to get a new approach to the narrative. Hyped as hell for this one, dude.
Yeah, it was a good looking trailer from what we saw. Franklin, what'd you take away from this? Did you finish the first Dying Light?
I did not. I'm probably, I don't know. I don't even think I've done my first nighttime stuff yet, because I just was messing around with the parkour and whatnot. But I really liked what I played of it. I love Techland. They make really fun zombie games in my opinion. So I kind of surprised to see this, because I remember when they were talking about a sequel, they were saying the ideas we have are maybe a little too ambitious for this console generation. So that's interesting, because I don't even know if this is going to come out this generation. There's no date or anything attached to this, so who really knows how far out this one is. But then again, if their big thing was this giant branching narrative, maybe they did find a way to make it feasible for this generation. But I'm excited though that they look really awesome. Dying Light's the one game that I continuously kick myself for never finishing. It's hilariously enough, I actually have a couple coworkers who've been talking about it, so we've been trying to plan out getting in there and playing it. So but it's 3-player co-op, right?
There's co-op in it. Yep. I think it's either 3 or 4.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because there's 3 of us. We were talking about maybe staying on Xbox and playing through it. So, but yeah, I'm excited to do that. I was not expecting another Dying Light game, so I'm glad that we're getting one at all. And way before Dead Island 2.
I have a quick thing I want to put in here. Xbox just tweeted out, just to clarify, I don't want to just brush it off because I'm sure these people are interested. With Fast Start, you'll be able to jump into your game twice as fast and play after downloading just a fraction of your title. That's what it is. So, even though right now you could have to download a certain portion of it to jump in the game, this is making it sound like it's almost immediate. Once it starts downloading, you'll be able to start playing right away, which is very interesting. And I think that's what they mentioned during the stream. It has something to do with kind of the streaming of games. So, you start downloading, and then, the stream, you'll actually be streaming part of the game. I don't have the specifics, but that's what I took away from when they talked about it. They mentioned something with streaming will be a part of this fast start. So, once we learn more about that, we'll talk about that on the podcast, but that's just what they sent on Twitter right now.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that clarification. So yeah, Dying Light 2, no dates or anything like Frankie mentioned. Cool reveal though. Looks like it's gonna be a neat game once it all comes together. So we will definitely be keeping our eyes on that. Actually, I bought the first Dying Light, Brent. When it came out, I remember you. I think you sent the message. You're like, hey, let's fire up the co-op on this. I'm like, okay. So I went to the store, bought the game, downloaded it. We never played it, but it's sitting there on my system, and I still yet to fire it up after that day. So at some point, maybe I'll get around to Dying Light. From there, we saw a strange reveal for Battletoads. They said it'll come back in 2019. It didn't show us anything from the game. It just said, it'll be 2.5D. It's 4K, and then they had one little phrase in there which drove me batty. It said 3-player couch co-op. So just by the fact that it said couch co-op leads me to believe that this game will not have online co-op. And if it doesn't, that's just inexcusable. All right. Yeah. This is a rare franchise which Microsoft should be able to fund online co-op for this game, right?
You would
think have co-op in a Battletoads game. Like, please give us online co-op. So hopefully that's something they can change in the future. But just by the fact that they said couch co-op, I'm gonna guess they don't have online co-op currently planned for this game. But many people have been, clamoring for the return of Battletoads. Cool, that's going to return in like a 2D side-scrolling game once again. So it'll be cool to see them return. We'll have to see what becomes of that game. We saw Just Cause 4 show up after that. So as Steam leaked earlier in the week, Just Cause 4 is indeed a reality. December 4th this year, wow. Just Cause 4 will be out. Brent, we saw a lot of stuff exploding. We saw Rico doing what Rico does, just blowing things up. What you take away from the Just Cause trailer?
Basically everything I take away from every Just Cause trailer. Like, wow, that looks fun. We saw a tornado taking down an airplane, tearing up a city while Rico was blowing everything up around it. Basically everything that encompasses a Just Cause game is right here in Just Cause 4. It'll be nuts. It'll be insane. And hopefully it runs better.
Yeah, Frankie, I imagine this go around now that we're deep into this console generation that the developers have a better handle on the hardware, and we won't see some of the technical issues that we saw with the first game. What'd you take away from Just Cause 4?
Just looks like more Just Cause, just flying around, blowing stuff up. Which, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with running around causing chaos. But I mean, they announced another game a couple days ago that kind of overshadowed this for me. It was actually in that one of the showcase trailer, that indie trailer they showed at Generation Zero. Yeah, because I know they're self-publishing it, but like that, I'm much more interested in what that is than playing another Just Cause. Like I think I put about 10 hours into Just Cause 3, and I'm okay if I never play another Just Cause game.
So correct me if I'm wrong now, but Avalanche working on Just Cause 4, Rage 2, and this Generation Zero game. Yep. It's a pretty big studio at this point.
They have 3 studios.
Games. 2 AAA games.
I want to talk more about Don't Nod. Right, how the hell has Don't Nod got another game coming out? Jeez, oh man, how big is this studio, Frankie?
That's ridiculous, man. But I know Avalanche is 3 studios, and they just somebody just bought them. I forget who it was. It's not a
somebody bought Avalanche.
Yeah, so they have somebody now owns them, but forget who it is. It's a media company, but I don't remember which one.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I actually forgot to mention that, Brent, but the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit from Don't Nod. June 26th. I have no idea where this came from, but yeah, they've got like 4 projects simultaneously going over there right now.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
That said, it was free to download, right?
Yep.
June 26th.
June 26th.
Strange.
It is. It's set in the Life is Strange universe. That's the weird part about it.
Is it in the Life is Strange universe? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't understand how.
Okay. So we will be on the lookout for that. And after Just Cause 4, we got into the Gears segment of the show. So many people were anticipating Gears making an appearance. First, we saw the Gears pop thing, which was a very, very strange reveal. And thankfully, that wasn't all we saw from Gears because people would have rioted at that point. But we saw the Gears logo, then we saw a bunch of Funko Pop figures pop out. And there's going to be a Gears Pop mobile game in 2019. It's very, very, very strange reveal. And yes,
dude, that was awesome. You saw the Gears logo, everyone's going crazy, and then pop figures, and then just silence.
We were just like, what?
Yeah, they're like, what in the hell is going on here? So yeah, it's a very, very strange way to reveal that. The long rumored Gears Tactics game is a thing as well. Basically, looks like XCOM with Gears characters from what I could tell. Is this coming to Xbox and PC, Frankie? It sounded like they only said PC.
Looks like just PC right now,
which is also strange. But yeah, moving on from there, we obviously saw Gears 5 formally revealed. It's planned for 2019. Looks like we'll be playing as Kate. We saw a trailer which featured JD and Marcus and some of the other characters from the Gears universe. And then we saw a brief kind of gameplay montage at the end. Looks like there's a new melee weapon, some type of spiked club. And we saw an unsavory fella at the end there. Looked like a giant butcher that was coming at you. but yeah, it basically looked like Gears of War. So would you take of what we saw from Gears, Brent?
I liked what we saw. I mean, like I said, it looks like it's awesome gameplay. Frankie and I played all the way through Gears 4, had a blast with it. I'm sure there'll be co-op through the campaign. Looking forward to playing through that as well. Kate looks like she can handle herself, and that's awesome because we got to see glimpses of Kate in Gears 4, like, what she can do. Now you're going to be playing as her. She's clearly a badass. Lots of huge hulking beasts that we saw they were going up against. So, again, this is just going to be the typical Hollywood Michael Bay type of game, blowing shit up, getting in the mix with buddies. So I'm cool with it, man. It looked awesome. It looked really fun.
Yep. Frankie, we saw a cinematic story trailer for the game in addition to what we saw from the gameplay side of things. What did you take away from what we saw with Gears 5?
I'm very excited. Kate was actually probably my favorite character coming out of Gears 4. She's kind of coming into her own. She's a very strong-willed lady, so can't wait to get in there and kick a lot of ass with her. You'd be really curious to see, you have the showdown between her and what's that dude's name? Dell.
Oh, Dell, yeah, yep.
Dell, yeah. So that showdown between her and Dell that's teased at the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in this game, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to do. I'm hoping it's kind of little kind of start deviating from just a typical Gears of War game. Maybe some new gameplay mechanics and
maybe find another layer of depth to the story too, make it a little bit deeper. I mean, right now it's just basically Marcus Phoenix with cracking one-liners and dropping F-bombs and all the usual tough talk you expect from a Gears game, but maybe give it a little more layer, a little more depth.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping for. We're going to be in the shoes of Kate, different character. It's hopefully they're looking at it through a different set of eyes, and they do some different stuff and have a much more deeper story with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I'd like to see out of Gears. I mean, look, we're 7 or 8 releases into the Gears of War franchise at this point, and Gears 5 looks very much like what I played on the 360 in terms of Gears.
Mm-hmm.
I played the hell out of Gears of War 2, and a lot of this looks like what we've seen from Gears. So I'll be very interested to see what they do with Gears 5. Do they build on this this game that they've been making for the last 15 years? Do they start to add new layers to it, or is this just strictly what we expect out of Gears? And that's fine. People like that, and people like to play that. But is this game going to evolve in any way than it has from the beginning? So I'll be very interested to see that. I mean, having Kate go off onto her own path, it sounds like, and having the story focus on him, that's a start. They can do some different things with that angle, definitely. But yeah, it looked good from what we saw nonetheless. From there, Phil came back onto the stage, and he kind of made some closing remarks. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on what he was talking about here. But Brent, Phil came out and he started talking about this AI that they're developing. He mentioned this game streaming that they're looking at for the future, being able to stream your game on PC, console, or phone, wherever you're at. Then he started talking about that they're working on the next console now, which obviously they're always working on the next console. But it was strange that he came out and said it in this setting and just kind of threw this kind of stuff out there. What was your read on what Phil was talking about here, and what was the purpose behind this kind of closing speech, you think?
Well, I mean, the big thing that out of this press conference was reassuring Xbox fans, especially the community, the folks that were there. Look, we're in this for the long haul. We're going to make sure you get the best version of every game. You're going to get to play every game. You'll have every opportunity to play the game, regardless of what you're playing it on. I mean, they're just kind of reassuring to the community. Look, we're here to stay. We've got a lot of awesome stuff planned for you. We're making moves with studios. I think this wasn't more or less a cryptic message. I think it was just them reassuring. Look, we're not going anywhere. There's always this talk on social media. Oh, they're going to move away. We're not going to see more Xboxes. They want to just go publishing. This was a direct answer to all the people just making up conspiracies and what have you. They're saying, look, we're working on the next system. We're not going anywhere. We purchased all these studios. We're bringing you the content you want. This was just him reaffirming to everybody, we're in this for the long haul. We might have stumbled out of the gate this gen, but we're coming strong. We're going to bring you the best versions of these games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head there. I mean, that was the whole point of that. He was trying to just reassure the Xbox fans that the future of the platform is very bright indeed. Frankie, did you pull anything else away from that, or you pretty much agree with what Brent was saying?
Yeah, I agree with what Brent was saying. It's nice to know that they're also kind of looking ahead to the future of Xbox, and mentioned that they're already working on the next iteration of Xbox. hopefully that's still a couple years off. Obviously we've talked a lot about this, with speculation of a new PlayStation coming. So of course there's going to be a new Xbox, but like we've talked about, I think there's still a lot of life left in these boxes, and especially the X and the Pro. I'd love to see more developers take advantage of those going forward. But yeah, no, I pretty much agree with everything Brent said.
Yeah, and I think you hit on the other thing that little ending talked about there, Frankie. But with Phil mentioning that they're working on the next Xbox, obviously there's been a lot of conjecture and a lot of rumors recently about the PlayStation 5 and about when we can see that. So 2020 at the latest, I think we'll see the PlayStation 5. So Phil, just reassuring people, like, look, our new platform's in the pipeline as well, and when theirs is ready to go, ours will be right there with them. So don't, you don't have to worry about that. And then as Phil was closing out the show, we got some distorted computer stuff, and then CD Projekt Red officially unveiled Cyberpunk 2077 to the world as we anticipated. And we saw basically a cinematic trailer. We saw some crazy like cyberpunk world that CD Projekt Red is creating with bionic enhancements and crazy dudes and all kinds of stuff going on here. So Frankie, you're a huge fan of The Witcher, obviously. Lots of people on the edge of their seat waiting to see what CD Projekt Red is working on next. What's your thoughts on the Cyberpunk reveal trailer, and do you like the direction that they're going here with their next game?
First of all, the trailer gives me the sense that this is going to be a massive world. All kinds of stuff, like your main character has a pretty cool looking car, and it's just all this ridiculously cool futuristic stuff. But you kind of have like a modern punk type of, like you saw the guy with the mohawk and kind of this weird futuristic looking game. But I can't wait, dude. Like it was cool. The Witcher, you have like this big, massive kind of old world style, like countryside you're exploring. Now they're making a brand new game that's just all this huge futuristic looking city with all this really cool tech. So I'm gonna be curious to hear more about this game. You got, I don't know what that like coat thing he was wearing is. It has like the lights on it. The guns look really ridiculously cool. So very intriguing world they have. So I'm really excited to hear more about it.
I mean, this is like the polar opposite of The Witcher, right? In terms of like setting and characters. It's just in a completely different direction. So I like that they're kind of flexing their creative muscles and just creating a brand new universe that's nothing like what we saw from them with The Witcher. Brent, what'd you take away from the Cyberpunk trailer, man?
You actually just to focus on the one thing I was going to mention. On top of everything Frankie said, I think the point of this trailer was to show this is a major departure from what you've expected from us over the years with The Witcher. They took a lot of time to show you different areas of the map, the type of characters you're going to be coming across, the type of gameplay that they're hinting at through what we saw in the cinematics. You can always glean stuff from like that, but I think this was important to show. This is a completely different style of game from The Witcher 3, and I think they did a hell of a job with that. We still don't know a whole lot about the game, but we do know the setting. We know what the characters, what the environment's going to look like. I thought it was a very strong trailer to kind of set you up. Say, hey, look, this is going to be completely different, but it's going to be massive, like Frankie said, in scale. It's going to be wild. It's going to be kind of almost like this lawless land. It looks really, really good, dude.
Yeah, I wish we would have seen more from it. Obviously, we saw the trailer, but there's so many questions that people have about the next game that CD Projekt's working on. Like people want to know the ins and outs of this game, and obviously that's for another day in time. But the trailer was cool. It looks like just a crazy world that they're creating.
It looked like a Luke Besson movie. Like if he were to make like the Fifth Element 2, this would be the setting for it.
Yeah, it definitely had that vibe to it. So yeah, it was cool to see it finally unveiled, and now the countdown to the release of the game begins. Like it's been formally unveiled. Now we can start to look towards the future when this game will release, and I have no doubt that this is going to be like one of the crowning jewels of the kind of end of this console cycle. Like Cyberpunk is probably going to put a cap on this generation of consoles as we move into the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox into the future. So it was good to see their project kind of surface here, and definitely looking forward to seeing more of that. I like the fantasy settings, but the futuristic, like sci-fi type settings, that's even more my jam than the fantasy stuff. So to see what they're working on with Cyberpunk is going to be exciting. And that was the end of the conference. So 50 games. So we we did our best to talk about the 50 games that were showed in this conference here. There's a lot of material in this Microsoft presser. Brent, let me get your overall thoughts on what we saw from Microsoft here.
I think it was a really good show. There was a lot of good showings in there. There was a lot of great games that they showed. I do like, though, that the message was like, look, just bear with us. We're going to have all of our first-party games in Game Pass. You can be able to jump into all these games. Whether or not they're good, we don't know, especially Crackdown 3. That was the most disappointing reveal in my mind because they really needed this was their opportunity to really kind of start fresh with almost like a reboot of a reveal. But, I like the things that Phil said. I like the moves that they made with the studios. I mean, they're basically telling you, just wait. You're going to start seeing the fruits of these acquisitions. You're going to start seeing the benefits of the system. You're going to start seeing. Be excited is basically what this told me. We saw a lot of great games. Okay, we saw a lot of great games. Dying Light 2 was an awesome review. Ori looked really, really good. There was a lot of good stuff there. The first party stuff. Most of the excitement came from the first party stuff. Was just the fact that it was going to be included in Game Pass. Forza Horizon is Forza Horizon. We saw Gears 5. So the tentpole titles are there. They're hinting at those. We saw again the Halo thing was very, very strange, but it was an entertaining press conference. That's what we wanted. We wanted to see that, and they let us know, look, we're making moves. We hear you. Just give us a while, and you'll start to see the benefits of it.
Frankie, your overall thoughts on what we saw from Microsoft here?
I thought it was a really good showing. I think they're like Brent said, they're definitely out there. Like, look, we hear you. We're working on our first party output. So I think growing the fact that even seeing the quality of the studios that they're investing in, I think they're obviously very serious about kind of growing their own worldwide studios, if you will. So I'm really excited to see what comes of that. And I just the breadth of genres that they showed was awesome. You saw like a Tales game, you saw an MMO, you saw your typical Just Cause shooter, your new Gears game, Ori, they had a RTS game in there. So I loved the variety and stuff that they brought to the show. I cannot wait to play Metro, seeing that game in action. Dude, that game just looks so beautiful. Shadows Die Twice. I'm really excited about that. That Ghost of Tsushima are like my two big titles I'm excited about next year. So really looking forward to seeing more about that one. Gears 5, I think Gears might be my favorite Xbox franchise, quite honestly. So, seeing that they're going with the character I enjoyed the most from the prior game and kind of exploring her character more, that's awesome. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to be excited about though. But dude, especially Devil May Cry, that trailer just made me so happy to see. So I'm excited. It was a great show. A lot of really great games coming out. Still wish I had a date for Ashen though. That's another game that we've been talking about for 3-4 years now. Still no date, but we know it's coming to Game Pass. Same with Vermintide 2. I loved the first one, and it gets a mention, but we don't have any kind of release information. So that stuff kind of bums me out, especially like I said with Ashen, just because it's been so long. But hopefully, it'll be at the show, and maybe we'll still get a date in a couple days. Who knows? But overall, really great show for them, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It was a fun show. There was a ton of games, obviously, that they had to show. A lot of games that are going to be available many places. So it was great to see like all of this, the breadth of content that's going to be on the platform in the future. Definitely there were a few things that I would have liked to see more of, specifically from first party, like you mentioned the Halo reveal, the Crackdown reveal, that kind of stuff. Would have liked to see some more from them. But overall, there was a ton of like awesome looking games at the show here. So the future once again looks very, very bright for gamers and for the platform specifically. And yeah, the thing that you hit on there, Brent, just feel like reaffirming the future of Xbox and like solidifying that they're in this for the long haul. And things like acquiring these studios, like that stuff for the next Xbox, like that's when we'll see the fruits of those acquisitions. So yeah, just cementing that kind of stuff for the future and kind of reassuring fans and solidifying its base once again through things like the Game Pass program, like all that stuff, I think was really well done. So was a good job from Xbox. Like I said, just a lot of really cool games that they showed over the course of their show here. So that is going to do it for us. This has been our live reaction and post reaction to the Xbox press conference. So make sure you guys come back later this evening. We'll be live for the Bethesda conference, and we'll of course share our thoughts with what we see during that event. It should be some cool stuff that we see from Bethesda this evening. So other than that, Any final thoughts, fellas?
No, man, I'm just going to let this process and get ready for the next show.
Cool. Yep. Thanks, everybody who stopped by in the chat. Thanks, everybody who watched the show with us. We'll be back in a little bit, and we'll do this again with Bethesda.
See you guys.
See you guys.